cuts it loose, and that is high, ball 4. He drew the walk. Nice first at-bat back. First at-bat in a week and a half for Brighton Clements, and he's aboard with one out for Ty Johnson.
You don't care how you get on first base. Mitch Thompson does not care, nor does Jim Blair or Zach Dillon or any of the guys over there. They don't care how you get on first base. Just get on first base and start the offense.
Now, Brighton Clements, Tom, is in the batting order, but not playing in the field. He's dealt with the shoulder injury. They're working back. I don't know how much of a threat to run he is in tonight's game, but there's other ways to try to advance him to second beyond a traditional steal as Ty Johnson steps in, and the pitch, a fastball down and away from Targach.
I don't suspect Ty with Clemens over at first base is going to be sacrificed, particularly with one out.
Maybe do the hit and run.
Could.
Lefty-lefty matchup. That lefty-lefty breaking ball has given him some fits this year, but he lays off of one. It's 2-0. You know, Ty Johnson, a guy who has been a part of 3 different Baylor teams, his 5th year in collegiate ball, and it's his last Tuesday night game. You get to that point, Max Cowder and I were talking off the air a little bit. It's kind of weird. All of a sudden you get to this point, it's like, oh, you know, you've got the last Tuesday night game, and it gets here fast. Lob over to first base from Targach, and the count holding it 2-0 as he throws to first. Decent crowd on hand here at Irvin Rasmussen Ballpark. Not as big as we've seen sometimes, though. Team has struggled the last couple of weekends. Don't know if that plays a role into it or not. Here is the pitch. There is a fastball sinking over the outside corner, and it's 2-1 to Ty Joe. Runner at first, one away. We're in the top of the second inning. No score. Baylor and Texas State. Here's the kick and the pitch. It is a fastball missing up, 3-1. Landcloss in the on-deck circle for the Bears. Ty Johnson, a .220 hitter. Awaits the 3-1 pitch. But he'll have to wait a little bit longer as the throw goes on to first base. Three and one. Targach from the stretch sends it plateward, and it's swung on and missed. He waved through a sinking fastball at 86, and the count full at 3-2. Targach, a deliberate worker, the freshman. Brighton Clements at first base following a walk. Prolonged at bat here to Ty Johnson. Few throws into first mixed in between. Here is the payoff pitch, and it's fouled back off of the glove of catcher Clayton Namkin, and the count holds at 3-2. Johnson stares down at first base where Zach Dillon is in the coaching box. Jim Blair over at third. Full count to Ty Johnson. Middle infield at double play depth for Texas State. Here is the pitch, and it's swung on and missed. Pair of strikeouts in the inning for Targach. That's his third of the game, and with 2 outs, the batter will be Cole Landcloss. Landcloss steps in with a 150 batting average, 3 for 20, but he had 3 hits on the weekend against Texas Tech, a pair of RBIs, and you like what you saw from him this past weekend. Coach Thompson has said he also likes that Cole Landcloss hasn't been scared of being thrown into the mix. You know, that's a big thing. Do you feel like you belong? And even if you have some, a stretch where you don't get a lot of hits, which he did against Arizona State, hitless in Phoenix, some strikeouts, but he didn't seem overmatched mentally by it, and obviously worked his way into form and had 3 hits this weekend against Texas Tech.
And as you mentioned, he's been terrific at third base defensively.
Here is the pitch. There's a fastball just missing up on the outside corner, ball 1. Travis Sanders on deck. Hoping to get a chance to hit here in this top of the second inning. Here's the pitch from Targac. Backdoor breaking ball for a strike, and it is 1-1 to Landcloss. Native of Montgomery, Texas, in the Houston area. Two-way player. We saw him pitch. In fact, we saw him pitch that first full week of the regular season. We knew that was going to be limited opportunities there. Here's the 1-1 pitch, a tentative swing and miss at the fastball up, and he's in a 1-2 hole. All turf field here with a dirt mound. There's a Bobcat logo, maroon and gold, painted in shallow center field here. Base paths are all turf, and there's a throw over to first. It is low from Targac, and Brighton Clemens back standing up. Symmetrical field here, 330 down the lines. They have a batter's eye that's not as tall as the one at Baylor Ballpark, but does give you a little added height to clear in dead center field. The pitch hit him. Cole Landcloss hit by a pitch. He got turned inside. It hit him in the back. He'll jog on to first base as Brighton Clemens is forced to second.
It puts a runner in scoring position for a red-hot bat. I mean, the hottest bat on the team, and Travis Sanders, who's raised the average, came in hitting 367, and he's just on a tear right now. With a base knock earlier, he's got a 6-game hitting streak.
He is 6 for his last 13 as he steps in. He has 4 homers, 32 runs batted in. 2 on, 2 out. Targac looks back at second in the pitch. A loopy breaking ball up high, ball 1. The wind moving out to left field, as we said, which could be inviting for a right-handed power hitter, but Travis Sanders hits most of his home runs to the opposite field side. A lot of power staying inside the ball. Here's the pitch. That is inside. Breaking ball too far inside, and the count is 2-0.
Second consecutive inning, the Bears have had 2 on. Unable to score the first. Let's see if they can get it done here in the second inning.
2-0, an upswing count to Travis Sanders, and he takes a fastball in the zone for a strike, 2-1. Two on, 2 out, a 2-1 count to Sanders. He really seemed to relish taking it to his former team this past weekend against Texas Tech. 2-1 on the way. That is down and in, a back foot breaking ball behind his back foot. And the count now 3-1. Well, first base is not open, and we'll see how much they challenge Sanders here. You've got Reebok on deck, who obviously the batting average about 170 points lower than Sanders. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. He took a hack at the sinking fastball, fouled it off, and the count is full at 3-2. That'll send the runners on the move here with 2 down in the top of the second. Targac stares in at his catcher, Clayton Namkin. Runners are ready to move. Here comes the payoff pitch. It's on the way to Sanders, and he fouls it back straight to the backstop. Just missed it there, and he'll go back into the right-handed box. Another opportunity. Clemens is at second, and Landcloss is at first. It'll be interesting to see third base and DH as Clemens works his way back into the lineup. You've got some, it adds another option that you didn't have the last 6 games. And hopefully guys setting the table for this guy. Here's the payoff pitch, down and in, ball 4. Runners removing, Sanders drew the walk, and now here's Pearson Reebok.
Did Targac pitch carefully to Travis Sanders, or did he miss? I kind of agree with you.
Well, what you really want to see is Pearson Reebok make them pay for that.
Indeed.
Last year at this time, you really felt like he would. This year, it's obviously been a struggle. As we're going to have an early mound visit with the bases loaded, and anyway, but I think they're, of added value in a game like this and a night like this as we move towards the summer. Nice setting here at the edge of the hill country. Football stadium out over the right field wall, some hills out to the left. Reebok now in the box. He's ready to face Targach. Lefty-lefty matchup. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the pitch. Over the outside edge, strike one, sinking fastball from the lefty. Well, Baylor stranded a pair in the first inning. They would love to avoid stranding 3 here in the second.
Dylan Kerbo starting to heat up for Texas State.
The 0-1 pitch. Slider in the right-handed box. A good block by Namkin, and the count evens at 1-1. Baylor trying to strike first here in the top of the second.
It'd be okay if he threw it to the backstop.
I'd be okay. Yeah, okay. Now, worth noting, it's not a deep backstop here, so you do have to kind of keep an eye on that. If it bounced back to the catcher and the pitcher was covering, you could have a play. 1-1 pitch swung through by Reebok, 1-2.
Yeah, that pitch is out of the zone, and he went upstairs and chased it.
I always say when a hitter's in a slump, you take pitches to hit and swing at pitches out of the zone. And we've seen a little of that. Not always exactly that, but you will see that. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch is in there, strike 3 call. Reebok caught looking in the inning is over a walk and a hit batter. Actually 2 walks and a hit batter, but around that, Targach strikes out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, 3 left. Middle of 2. Our score, 0-0, Baylor and Texas State here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
At Baylor Scott & White McLean Children's, you'll find the care your child deserves and trusted expertise to set your mind at ease. With a network of convenient pediatric specialty care clinics and an advanced medical center, they offer a full range of pediatric care close to home. Learn more at bswhealth.com/McLean-Children's. That's bswhealth.com/McLean-Children's.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Tom Barfield, Derek Smith here with you at Irvin Rasmussen Ballpark in San Marcos. No scores. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Cade Hansen back out there on the mound for the Bears. He allowed a deep fly ball to left field on his first batter of the game, but then after a walk to Salas, got a double play. So see if he can build on that and settle in. We'll see, Tom. It's just been up and down. I mean, it's been, and unfortunately the numbers tell you that the ups have been followed by downs this year, and we know that. For him right now, it's just about batter by batter, giving the Bears some good work, and let's see what he can do.
And I think Sean Snedeker and the staff are perplexed because when you look at Cade and what he's capable of and what his ammunition, it's good stuff. He's just having trouble getting the ball where he wants it and getting people out.
Here's Clayton Namkin, the catcher, taking a look at a fastball that looked like a pretty good pitch to the right-hander, but it's called ball one. And his problem is one that is different from a lot of pitchers when you talk about location. A lot of guys struggle to find the zone. He's been finding too much of the zone. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball down and away, 2-0. I mean, and you look on the year for him, Tom, he has thrown 22 innings, 17 strikeouts, 10 walks. Neither of those numbers are huge numbers in that number of innings. Actually, 23 innings now on the season. There's a ground ball deep in the 6 hole. Diving stop by Sanders, but he knows he won't have a throw on to first, and he does not try to. That's a leadoff single for Clayton Namkin. Really the seeing-eye variety. He rolled it in between Landcloss and Sanders' only play was shallow into left field. Pretty deep in the 6 hole.
Well, yeah, and that's a terrific job by Sanders to go get that ball and keep it on the infield.
That's a play, Tom, that if there's a runner at second base, maybe, you
Right.
keep him from scoring. I guess in that case, though, the runner probably would not be going. But in situations where the ball going to left field makes a difference, that showing his range there makes a difference. Here is Bennett Fryman. First pitch in for a strike. Fastball from Cade Hansen. The count 0-1. Fryman, a .216 hitting junior with a pair of home runs and 16 runs batted in. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Runner at first, nobody out. And the breaking ball stays high, 1-1.
Hey, would you say that maybe Texas State's going to move into like the top 4 or 5 as far as concessions are concerned? There's some great smelling and great looking food down there.
It does, and Josh Barnhill, who's a Texas State alum, our trainer we mentioned earlier, 1-1 the count. Here is the pitch, swung on and hammered high and deep and out of here to right field. Light tower tall here, no doubt about that one. A 2-run shot from Bennett Fryman, his third of the season, makes it 2-0 in favor of Texas State.
Yeah, that ball was center cut, and he jumped all over. Just his third home run of the year, but he looked like Babe Ruth hitting that ball out of the park. I mean, that
was a rocket.
That thing was shot out of here.
2-0 Texas State, the early lead here in this one. Bottom of the second inning, still nobody out, and the batter will be Justin Vassis. Activity in the Baylor pen. R.J. Rouet moving around. Looks like
Colcourse is throwing.
Luke DeVasier is out there as well. The pitch to Vassis is down, ball 1. 2-0 Texas State. This is a Texas State team that can hit the long ball. That was their 84th of the year. It's not quite 2 per game. Here's the 1-0 pitch, down and away. Breaking ball misses, and it's 2-0 to Vassis. 2 homers, 8 RBIs for the right-handed hitting second baseman. Transfer from Texas A&M awaits the pitch, and that's downstairs. It's 3-0. Tom, you were talking about the concessions. Josh Barnhill was singing the praises of the barbecue that they have here. You going to go get some? You going to check it out?
I don't know. You took me to a taco stand for lunch, so I'm in pretty good shape.
Taco Tuesday. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Inside corner for a strike. 3-1. Vassis, right-handed batter. 333 on the year, and the pitch just misses. Ball 4. That's a walk. The first 3 have reached here in this bottom of the second inning. And the batter is Tanner Carson. Carson, a .242 hitter, a home run, 10 RBIs. Big frame in the box, 6'4", 225, a freshman from South Lake Carroll, but not big numbers. And J.J. Kennett out to have a word, and actually here comes Sean Snedeker out of the dugout, Baylor's pitching coach. This could be for encouragement, could be a little pitching strategy, and could also be a stall tactic.
DeVasier's heating in a hurry. In fact, I think he's ready if needed.
He looked like he was playing pitch and catch with Colcourse out there a little bit. Sean Snedeker out, word with Cade Hansen. You know, Tom, as we look ahead to what's now 6 games left after this one, you know, I think a big part of how well Baylor does is going to be determined by its bullpen. And let's be honest, this is a bullpen day that we're looking at. It is not a traditional bullpen day because you're going to get essentially 9 innings of guys who aren't going to start on the weekend. And, you know, you're not counting on guys to necessarily always go traditional situations. But Baylor's bullpen, the guys who have been a strength this year have struggled in their last few outings. And obviously that's something that's got to be fixed quickly for this team to have the success it wants. Maiden adjourns, runner at first, nobody out. Here's the pitch to Tanner Carson. Breaking ball away, ball 1. I mean, it's as simple as they got to figure it out.
Well, yeah, and it's a polar opposite of what it was earlier in the year. Earlier in the year, you weren't getting the innings out of your starter, but you were certainly getting quality work out of your bullpen, and they were keeping them in ball games.
It'll be a 1-0 pitch to Carson. Fastball dots the outside edge to even the count at 1-1. Now, a stat that I much enjoyed this weekend, we recognized as the weekend was transpiring that we were seeing something we hadn't seen in a while. a complete game from Lucas Davenport, career-high 6 innings from Zach Wallace, and career-high tying 7 innings on Sunday from Ethan Calder. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball down and away. All 3 pitchers went 6 innings or more, and Tom, we said, well, how long has that been? Well, no surprise, Max Calderon found us the answer. It was the 2017 series at Baylor Ballpark against Houston. It was a great pitching series all the way around. There goes the runner. Here's the pitch. A hit and run dribbled slowly up the third base line, and it's a foul ball. Touched there dead by Cole Landcloss. Tom, the 3 pitchers that weekend for the Bears were Nick Lewis, Montana Parsons, who went on to be the Big 12 Newcomer of the Year that year, and Cody Bradford, who the next year would be the Big 12 Pitcher of the Year. And
who is now in the Ranger organization and working his way back from an injury.
Hope for a speedy recovery as it can be for him. But 2017, wow. Tom, 9 years ago, last time that had happened. And you know what? We are in a different era pitching-wise. That would have been a bizarre stat at that point if it had been 9 years. Now less so because teams don't typically pitch pitchers as long into games as they used to in general. But still, that was a long drought that we're glad to end. Runner fakes the 2-2 pitch, fouled back.
Derek, the Bears' next opponent in conference play is Central Florida. They're coming to town Friday night. They're in a non-conference game tonight with Florida Atlantic, and it's UCF 5 and Florida Atlantic 4. That game's only in the bottom of the third.
High-scoring affair in Boca Raton. Bears down 2-0. Texas Tech with a runner at first, nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. That's a strikeout for Cade Hansen, his first of the night. 1 out, and the batter will be Chase Mora. 219 hitting third baseman, but with some pop, 7 homers and 22 runs batted in. He has 18 extra base hits on the season, so almost feast or famine for this guy, Tom. Mora has 37 hits on the year, 18 of them extra bases, and he has struck out a team high 58 times. Runner at first, 1 down, and the pitch in there for his strike. Sinking fastball from Cade Hansen. The count is 0-1. And that was a little bit away, not middle of the plate. His fastball can have a little bite, especially if it's not in the hitter's swing zone. 0-1 to the waiting Moore. There's a throw over to first, and the runner there back in, Vasas. Vasas with 1 steal on the year. Hansen trying to minimize here in the second inning in San Marcos. The right-hander sends the 2-0 to the plate. That's grounded sharply to third. Landcloss with the pick. Goes to second for 1. Around the horn in time. A 5-4-3 double play. That is the third or fourth one. That's the third or fourth one we've seen over the last 4 ball games in Baylor's second double play of the night. And it sends us on to the top of the third inning. Tom will have the play-by-play when we come back. A 2-run homer by Bennett Fryman has given Texas State a 2-0 lead as we head to the third here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice.
Well, all good.
Fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long distance meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
A new pitcher takes over for Texas State as we head to the top of the third inning. The Bobcats with a 2-0 lead on the Bears here in San Marcos. The new pitcher is Shane Connell, a 6'3", 225-pound senior, a transfer from Blinn Junior College. Shane Connell, the right-hander, taking over on the mound. And for the right-hander, it's his 11th appearance, a 1-0 record, an ERA of 9. He typically doesn't throw very long, just 9 innings in 11 appearances on the year. High strikeout number, high walk number, high hit number, 13 Ks, 11 walks, and a .294 opposing batting average. He's allowed 3 home runs in 9 innings. It will be Brady Janusek, Tice Armstrong, and J.J. Kennett due up here in the top of the third inning. And here with the play-by-play is Tom.
All right, Derek, thanks so much. For the Bears, it's going to be 3, 4, and 5 in the order. This will be Brady Janusek. Brady's 0 for 1 today, struck out for the 64th time this season. 9 doubles, 3 home runs, 9 doubles, 3 triples, and 10 home runs for the freshman right fielder. He's had a terrific freshman campaign. Now the pitcher on the bump, Shane Connell, is having some difficulty with the PitchCom system.
Are you saying there's technical issues here in San Marcos?
Imagine that, right? So they're going to bring out a new PitchCom, and we've never seen this before, and I don't know how this works, changing out the PitchCom.
You've not seen that at all, Tom?
No, not one time this year in 48 games. He's having trouble. Can you hear with that one? Can you hear me now?
Looks like you can.
I think there's a commercial in there, right?
Tom,
can you hear me now?
The thing about you, if I could say one thing about you, is that you love the insertion of technology into the game. You're a big fan.
Played 300 years of baseball without all this technology. And did you see where the SEC is going to use the
ABS?
ABS in their tournament over in Hoover?
Interesting.
First pitch to Janusek is a heater upstairs for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
So you, me, Max, and Jim Blair, we attended an Astros game this year. That was the first time I'd been to a major league game where the ABS was was a part of the game.
1 ball and no strikes, the 1-0 pitch. Down low for a ball, it's 2-0.
That's where the automated ball strike system, you can review strikes. I mean, and I have to say, I did find it compelling when they would review and you'd look up at the screen to see whether or not it was a ball or strike.
And I will say this about that particular system. 2-0 the count, the 2-0 pitch to Janusek, cut on a miss on a high heater. Didn't catch up, and it's 2-1. The ABS works a heck of a lot faster than the reviews of plays in the field.
It's fast, and it's up on the video board, so everyone sees it at the same time.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Breaky ball, there's a strike, and it's 2-2 now to Brady Janusek, the Baylor right fielder. Liberty Christian High School, all-state football player.
He showed those hops on Sunday, didn't he?
Did he ever, taking a home run away. Here's the 2-2 to Brady. It's a breaker that stays upstairs. That fills up the count at 3-2. Janusek, Armstrong, and Kennett for the Bears. That's 3, 4, and 5 in the top of the third, trailing 2-0. They've been out hit today, 2-1.
Did you see Brady made Scott Van Pelt Sports Center?
Connell, swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch, and I did not.
He did, and really highlighted on the program what we like today, and Brady Janusek, getting the ESPN Sports Center treatment from Scott Van Pelt.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Sports Center, this guy was on Sports Center back into the middle of February when he hit 3 grand slams on opening night. This is Tice Armstrong, who walked his first time up. First pitch to
Whee!
Yeah, just a bit high from Connell as he threw it to the backstop. Facing Tice Armstrong, who's hitting .330 on the year with 21 dingers and 57 RBIs. 1 ball and no strikes, the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and skied. I mean, up the elevator shaft out into right center field. The right fielder, Galloway, is there and makes the grab. There's 2 down.
He put a swing on it and hit it a mile high into the air. Big league pop-up.
Even his outs are entertaining right now. 2 down for the catcher, J.J. Kennett. Kennett has not hit a home run in the state of Texas. He's got 2 dingers and 15 driven in. Both of those home runs coming out in the greater Phoenix area. Here's the pitch to J.J. and a ground ball on the left side of the infield. Morris got it on the big Sunday hop, throws across the diamond, and the Bears go quietly in the top of the third. 2-0 Texas State as we head to the home half of inning number 3. This is Bears baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
From the Allen. Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas, it's built by Texas. Every line, weld, and seal, shaped with the pride, heat, and strength that only Texas really knows. The Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today. Toyota. Let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for details. You're listening.
Hansen just his second this year. And the first pitch to Boyles is a belt-high fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. 0-1 to Boyles with Galloway on deck. Home half of the third inning. Game 48.
What?
And the final midweek game of the year. Here's the 0-1, and it's way outside for a ball. And that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Hansen kicks, and the 1-1 is on the inside corner for a strike, and it's 1-2. Took a little off that pitch and got it in there at 87 miles an hour. Now he's ahead of the count to Boyles at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Boyles deep in the box from the right side. His foot is squarely on the back chalk. Here's the 1-2. High and away for a ball. Pulled back by J.J. Kennett. Try to get it framed up for the home plate umpire. Brian Oberholzer didn't get the call, and that squares the count at 2-2. Hansen working quickly in the 2-2 pitch. Off speed, hit out on the ground to the second baseman. Reebok, he'll throw him out. There's 1 down, and a good start to the bottom of the third.
Yeah, he dialed up the breaking ball, and there Bowles just capped it off the end of the bat for the first out of the inning. It's back to the top of the order. Tom, 35 pitches, 17 strikes for Hansen, allowing 2 runs on 2 hits with 2 walks first trip through the lineup.
Here's Galloway, the right fielder. Sean Galloway flied out to deep left field to start the home half of the first. He swings and hits a high drive deep left center field. There's no going to get this one. Perez is at the wall, but he's watching it fly, and it's a solo home run off of the bat of Galloway, his 10th of the year.
He kind of waited back on that one, flinched, and then put a really good swing on it, high and deep to left field. Second home run of the game for Texas State, and for Galloway, his 10th of the year. Just too much of the plate there. I mean, he really flinched and kind of waited on that one.
85th home run of the year for the Bobcats, and they now have grabbed a 3-0 lead with 1 out here in the third. Again, Bennett Fryman with a 2-run bomb in the second. Now Galloway with the solo shot here in the third, and it's the left-handed hitting DH Salas who walked his first time up. First pitch to Salas, hit sharply on the ground to the first baseman, Tice Armstrong, just inside the fair foul line. Armstrong grabs it, goes to the bag, and there's 2 down.
Dangerous part of the lineup here, Tom, is the 3 hitters here that he's facing after the 9-hole hitter, Bowles, all with double-digit home runs. And that'll be it for Cade Hansen.
Here comes Mitch Thompson out. He has got the hook with him. I do believe, haven't seen the official call.
Yep.
Oh, okay, we do get the call, and so that is going to be all for Cade Hansen as he goes 2 2/3. They were kind of hoping to get a little bit more from Cade Hansen, but just not the case tonight.
You know, he did bounce back after the home run by Galloway to retire a good hitter in Salas, but I think once he got that, it was time for someone else, and that someone else, Tom, is Luke DeVasier. Luke DeVasier in his first year with the Bears, a right-handed pitching junior from Tyler Junior College, a native of Mansfield. The numbers for DeVasier on the year are as follows. In 13 appearances, a 1-1 record, a 13.5 ERA. In just under 11 innings, he has allowed 21 runs, 16 earned on 17 hits, 10 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Opposing batters are hitting .354 against DeVasier. And, you know, for DeVasier, another guy who, you know, you sound like a broken record, you know, not the exact same scenario, but guy who has good stuff, coming up a level from the junior college level to Power 4 now, but he's just struggled this year. Every, a good outing will be followed by a bad one, and right now he's looking to find the zone, and right now this coaching staff is looking to find, really honestly, someone beyond the starters and the main guys out of the pen who can get outs.
It is uncanny, but it is absolutely 100% the truth. With 6 games after tonight to play, this staff is searching for some help in the bullpen from some of the guys they got down there. Who wants to step up? Who wants the opportunity to pitch against UCF and Utah? And that's what it's about right now. They're looking for some help. I mean, they've got guys that they've used probably more than they really wanted to, and now they've just flat got to find somebody who can compete at this level and help them over the remaining 2 weekends of regular season play into the postseason play, which includes the Big 12 tournament out in Surprise and hopefully beyond, but at least into the Big 12 tournament, Derek. So you got at least 7 more games, and they just flat got to find some help.
Tom, I'll mention, too, fans might be wondering, you pay attention to Caldwell McFadden. Why haven't we seen him, a guy who has 4.5 ERA in 10 appearances, and I think has looked pretty solid. They're being careful with him. After pitching last week, had some discomfort, and, we might have even seen him this weekend. But right now, you can't, you can't aggravate it.
Not at all. And so with 2 outs, here is Jaquay Stewart. Stewart climbs in the left-handed batter's box, and the first pitch to Stewart is a fastball that's in there for a strike at 91, and it's 0-1. Stewart grounded into a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play back of the first. Stewart out of Sinton, Texas. Waving the bat back and forth. Now he settles in. Down on the count 0-1. The pitch is swung on and hit on the ground sharply to the second baseman, Reebok, who was stationed out in right center field, out in the grass, and he fields it and throws out Stewart and takes a base hit away from Stewart, and the inning is over. It's a solo shot for Galloway to extend the Bobcat lead to 3-0 Texas State on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
App or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
Hey Baylor fans,
This is your call to gear up with Harley-Davidson of Waco. Whether you're hitting the open road or tailgating at McLean Stadium, we've got the ride to match your Bear pride. Check out our wide selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles. Visit our service department or shop all the latest gear and accessories to show off your Baylor spirit and Harley pride. Visit us today and find your freedom on two wheels. Harley-Davidson of Waco, where Baylor fans never ride alone. Visit in-store or at hdwaco.com. Sic 'em Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bears trail in the top of the fourth, 3-0 for the Bobcats. They've got 3 runs on 3 hits. For the Bears, no runs, 1 hit. The Bears have stranded 5 base runners. As we move on to the 4th inning, Dylan Perez is going to lead it off against Connell, and here's Derek.
And actually a new pitcher is taken over, it turns out, for Texas State. It is Colby Diaz, a senior from just up the road in Leander. Colby Diaz, his 4th appearance of the year, no decisions, a 10.8 earned run average, 1 2/3 innings. Opposing batters are hitting a robust .500 against Colby Diaz. So Diaz takes over in the 3rd inning against Dylan Perez, Brighton Clements, and Ty Johnson. 3-0 lead, Tom, for Texas State.
This is a club that's scuffling a little bit right now, Derek. As good as they've been all year, they're on a 4-game skid. They got swept here at home by South Alabama. They were all very competitive games. They got beat on Friday night 6-2, then Saturday 6-4, then Sunday 7-4. But they've lost 4 in a row before that. On Tuesday night, the Islanders of A&M Corpus Christi came in and handed them a 7-2 loss. So they've lost 4 straight all at home, which is very un-Texas State-like this season.
Well, and you look at that, you look at their record of 27-21. That means at 27-14, they were actually at a pretty decent clip as the first pitch to Dylan Perez is popped up a mile high behind the plate. Long run for the catcher. These girls back here better look out. Actually, it was a few rows deeper than that, actually. Yeah. But that dropped right behind the plate in the stands. With some oomph to it, and the count is 0-1.
You better get some baseball etiquette. You not only do you stop, but you better cover your head when the ball's coming down, and they didn't do it.
Well, they had their back to the field, and so they didn't know. 0-1 to Dylan Perez as the right-handed Diaz cuts it loose, and that is down and in and all the way to the backstop with a breaking ball to even the count at 1-1. 234 hitter, Dylan Perez. 8 RBIs on the year. He has 6 extra base hits, 5 doubles, and a triple. Diaz, the stocky right-hander, sends it to the plate, and a breaking ball. Backdoor delayed call from home plate umpire Brian Oberholzer. And the count now 1-2.
I don't think Dylan Perez was too pleased with it, but now he finds himself in a hole at a ball and 2 strikes, and he's got to protect.
Baylor hitters have struck out 5 times tonight through 3 innings. Here's the pitch, down and away, lays off, and the count is even at 2-2.
Outfield is shaded to left, and rightfully so. Perez will go the opposite way. In fact, I think on Sunday, if memory serves me correctly, one of his doubles was to left field.
Yeah, slicing away from the left fielder there. 2-2. Pitch from Diaz. Inside corner, strike 3 call. Dylan Perez doesn't like it. That was a very delayed call by Oberholzer, who has delayed calls, and he rung up Perez, who shook his head in displeasure.
And actually said something to the home plate umpire. You have not seen that from Dylan Perez, so he when he barks, there's probably a reason.
By the way, this is the second meeting between these two teams. Baylor going for a season sweep of Texas State. They defeated them 14-4 at the ballpark back on the 17th of February. First Tuesday night game of the year, first and last. Swing and a foul ball back, and it is 0-1.
That's bookends, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Longtime rivals. These two teams have matched up many times over the years. Baylor 58-28 all time against them.
Stop the presses, but the Kansas Jayhawks are trailing Creighton 5-3. That's in the bottom of the second.
Rare.
Yeah, this team's been on a tear.
0-1 to the waiting Clements. The pitch from Diaz. Breaking ball lifted down the left field line and out of play. A foul ball. And quickly, 0-2.
I think the last time I checked, they had won 10. And they're talking about the Kansas Jayhawks, the first place team of the Big 12. I think they had won 10 in a row and 21 of 22, something ridiculous like that.
And right now they're running away with the Big 12.
Yeah.
And I did not honestly think anyone would at the beginning of the year. I mean, you knew there would be some teams that were up at the top, obviously, but I didn't necessarily think one team would be that far ahead of the pack.
Particularly that team.
The pitch is wrapped down the left field line. It drops in for a base hit. Clements a big turn at first base, but he will hold there his first hit after missing 6 games, and he has reached base twice today. Nice job there of hitting with 2 strikes as he pulls it into left.
And good to see. Again, whenever you can get guys going, it just adds to the depth as you make that run to the end. And, could you see Brighton back in the Baylor defensive lineup before the end of the year? I think so.
Bears down 3-0 in the top of the 4th inning, but a runner at first, 1 away, and here is Ty Johnson as the Texas State middle infield slides to double play depth. The first pitch from Diaz misses down and away, ball 1, a fastball.
And this is another guy that does not mind hitting the ball to left field when he's going well.
Cole Landcloss on deck for the Bears. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. Wave and a miss. He is out in front of the slow breaking ball, and the count evens at 1-1. Three runs, 3 hits for the Bobcats. No runs, 2 hits for the Bears, who have stranded 5 base runners thus far. A couple of missed opportunities in the first 2 innings. There's a wild pitch that bounces about 10 feet in front of the plate and easily advances Brighton Clements onto second base. So he's in scoring position for Ty Johnson, who moves ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. By the way, a senior weekend straight ahead against UCF, and Ty Johnson will be one of those who are so honored. Tice Armstrong, Ethan Calder. Some guys we'd love to see in green and gold longer. It'll be a 2-1 pitch. It is bounced foul over by the Baylor dugout. And the count evens at 2-2. A little bit of buzz in the crowd here on this Tuesday night.
They like playing Baylor. They like hosting Baylor, I can tell you that. They always have.
Though Baylor has dominated the all-time series. There's an inside lob back to second base. That's a balloon thrown back there.
No, they're going to go ahead and call that a timing. So that's a 3-1 count.
There you go. So that'll actually run around at full to Ty Johnson. Yeah, he didn't get that back there in time. One out and Clements at second base. Here's the payoff pitch. That's down low, ball 4. So that pitch clock violation actually helps the Bears out, as makes it that much easier for Ty Johnson to draw a walk. And there's 2 on with 1 out for Cole Landcloss.
Well, you'd really love to see the bottom of the order make this Bobcat team pay for that. It really was the only way I can assess it is a mental mistake. I mean, he just took too much time, and then Ty Joe ends up walking. So now you got 2 on and just 1 out at the bottom of the order.
Here's the pitch to Landcloss, poured in for a strike, a 93-mile-an-hour heater from Diaz. The count is 0-1. Getting hit by a pitch his first time up. Save for a 1-2-3-30, and Baylor has had base runners aboard regularly, but has yet to make the Bobcats pay. There's a breaking pitch in the dirt, and Clayton Namkin chases it down before the runners can advance.
With 1 out, the Bears could go hit and run here. They're very aggressive under Jim Blair's offense.
Here's the pitch. There's a bouncer out toward short. Could be 2. Underhand to second for 1. The relay on to first is in time for a 6-4-3 double play. Well, the Bears have turned 2, but now Texas State turns one of their own. No runs, 1 hit, a runner left. Middle of 4, it remains 3-0 Bobcats here in San Marcos on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Now, while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
To make sure on to start the bottom of the 4th inning, the Bears down 3-0. Well, as we mentioned earlier, 6 games left in the regular season. Hope you make it out to Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark this weekend. Final 3 home games of the year. Senior weekend, Friday at 6:30, Saturday at 2, Sunday at 1. And Tom, I got to say, I think this year the fan support has picked up from what we've seen the last couple years, and I've appreciated it. And I think the coaches, and the players have too. And obviously, you always want to keep going. I know for Doug McNamee, our athletic director, making a better and better fan experience, getting fans out to the ballpark or the arena or the stadium at any point is a big priority. And I think we'll continue to see it grow. But I have appreciated the fans who have made it out regularly. I think our base crowd has been bigger this past year. Here is Clayton Namkin, the .280 hitting catcher. DeVazier with the kick and the pitch, and he misses away, ball 1.
Not only have they been out to the ballpark, the numbers have been better. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But I like the fact that when they come, they're engaged in the ball game. They're enjoying all the sights and the sounds and all that good stuff, but they're also engaged with what's going on between the stripes.
Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, ripped out to center field, but right at Ty Johnson, who got a great read on it, backpedals and puts it away. Hard hit ball, but just a long, loud out, 1 down.
I mean,
I agree.
The Friday night against TCU comes to mind, to be very specific.
You know, I'll even say I thought Friday and Saturday against. Saturday against Texas Tech. That first game was real good. And there's been a lot of it this year. It's noticeable. Well, here is Bennett Fryman, who rocketed a 2-run homer over the right field wall to start the scoring for Texas State in the home second inning. That homer was his 3rd of the year, and he takes a fastball over the inside corner, strike 1. Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitching Luke DeVazier. 0-1. 1 out, base is empty, and the pitch lifted foul down the left field line and out of play. And it's quickly 0-2 to the left-handed hitting center fielder. Tom, we have yet to see a train go by. That is one hallmark of playing here. There's a train track out over right field. 0-2. The pitch fouled straight back into the netting.
Any other place come to mind that has a train beyond the right field wall?
Where might that be?
Bluebell Park, College Station, America.
You know, I have yet to call a game there.
No, really?
It's true. Maybe one of these days.
I hope you get that experience.
Well, maybe you and I'll get to go down there one of these days. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3, pitch in the turf. J.J. Kennett will throw on to first to complete the strikeout, and there's 2 down. Second strikeout by Baylor pitching, and Justin Vassis will be the 2-out batter.
Trying to think of other situations where there's a train nearby. I mean, this one,
Dyken Park.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So here, I mean, as you know, it will come literally behind down the right field line.
Like if you're trying to get out to the parking lot, you may be unable to get there for a little bit because of the train. Here's the pitch to Vassis, grounded into left field, a 2-out single. Just turned on the first pitch, nothing fancy, rolled it in between Landcloss and Sanders for a 2-out single. I mean, it's like it almost looks, when it's out there behind the wall, it almost looks like you could reach out and touch it.
DeVazier there just trying to get ahead of the count and left one in the middle of the plate. Vassis deposits that ball into left field for a 2-out single. Now you just got to take care of business against Carson.
We are in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 outs are runner at first for Texas State, who leads the Bears by 3. Tice Armstrong holding on the runner, Vassis at first base. The pitch to Carson. He's out in front of a breaking ball. Had the string yanked on him. It's 0-1.
He was locked and loaded for a fastball and didn't get it and swings out of his shoes.
Light's beginning to take effect here on the turf at San Marcos. Runner dancing at first. The pitch, off speed, down and in.
I'm going to ask a question, and it's my perception, but does it look like and feel like maybe these light standards are a little shorter than most?
I agree. Yes, it does. A little darker than some parts. 1-1, wave and a miss. Went chasing that breaking ball away, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, that's a good pitch right there, Derek. I mean, he located the pitch, and out of his hand it looked like a fastball, but it was 81, not 91, and you just like the whole mechanics of that pitch.
Now time is called, and the umpire warns Luke DeVazier that he's got to make sure that he has made eye contact with the batter.
Don't throw it too fast. Don't throw it too I mean,
yeah, just you got to be just right.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be too quick with it. Don't be too slow with it.
DeVazier back to it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's low. Missed with the breaking ball, and the count evens at 2-2. Texas State with 2 in the second, 1 in the third. They bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. All zeros on the board for the Bears. It'll be a 2-2 pitch. Here it comes, and that is wrapped into left field. Down for a base hit. Perez has to play it on the hop. Back-to-back 2-out singles as Vassis moves on to second base. Carson delivers, and the inning continues for Chase Mora. Well, first 3 batters were retired by Luke DeVazier after coming on in relief of starter Cade Hansen, but now back-to-back singles have a 2-out rally brewing for the Bobcats as Chase Mora steps in. And again, Mora, light batting average is .219, but 7 homers and 22 runs batted in. Right-handed hitter. Right-handed pitcher DeVazier. He glances back at second base and now turns his attention plateward. And the fastball is fouled off down the right-hand side out of play. It's 0-1. Mora back in the box, stands deep in the box in the pitch. He checks his swing at a breaking ball. That breaking ball seems to have had them a little off balance this inning from Luke DeVazier, and the count is 0-2.
Just got to find a way to put guys away when you get 2 strikes.
2 on, 2 out. DeVazier from the stretch. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and that is ripped down the left field line, tailing towards the corner, but not far enough for the Bears. It drops in for extra bases. That's going to bring a home a run and make it 4-0. Vassis scores. Carson on to third base, and again with 2 strikes, Texas State delivers here this evening as a 2-out rally results in a run. Chase Mora, an RBI double. Brought home Vassis and moved Carson to third, and they're still in business as Brady Bowles, the shortstop, makes his way to the plate. A .255 hitter who grounded out to third his first time up. 4-0 Texas State with the lead here as they've scored in 3 consecutive innings.
Double barrel action for the Bears in the pen.
Here is the pitch. There's a strike poured in. The count is 0-1. like two right-handers.
McLeod and Colcourse is up throwing again.
0-1. Runners at second and third and 2 away. Bears need a big out here as Bowles fouls back the breaking ball, and it's 0-2. But again, getting to 2 strikes hasn't been a problem. These last 4 batters now, but the prior 3 have reached. Six hits now for Texas State. Bears trying to send this game on to the top of the 5th inning as DeVasher is out in front of Bowles, 0-2. Here is the pitch. That's in the turf, blocked by J.J. Kinnett. Breaking ball down, and Bowles didn't chase. DeVasher, top of the mound, now stands back on the rubber and stares in at his catcher, J.J. Kinnett. 1-2. And the pitch on the way, and that's bounced up the middle. It's going to be a tough play for Sanders. Throws on the run to first. Great stretch on the back end by Tice Armstrong. Good collaboration there on the slow bouncer that could have been trouble. If the runner is safe, Bowles, then a run scores, but the runner was out. 6-3 on the putout to retire the side, but a 2-out rally results in 1 run on 3 hits, 2 left on base for Texas State. To the 5th inning we go. Top of the order, due up for the Bears, who trail 4-0 here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
If you need a trailer, Flat Rock Trailers has got you covered. From light-duty single-axle utility trailers to the Big Tex tandem duals. We also carry a full line of enclosed cargo trailers. Need a motorcycle trailer? We've got them. Need a dump trailer? We've got the largest selection in the state. Oilfield trailers? We carry a full line of Big Tex trailers to handle all your needs. Trailer repairs? We repair all makes and models. We'll even rent you a trailer if you need to use one for a day. Flat Rock Trailers, your #1 source for all your trailer needs. Find us at flatrocktrailers.com.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007. Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com.
Back here in San Marcos, we are brought to you by Rudy's. Go to Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy's serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. Cameron Savoy is at our studios in Waco. Tom Barfield and I here at Irvin Rasmussen Park in San Marcos, where there's a...
It's never ride alone. Visit in-store or at hdwaco.com. Sick'em Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We apologize for the technical issues here this evening from San Marcos, but glad to have you with us here on this Tuesday night. Bears trail 4-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. New pitcher out there for the Bobcats is Alize Gutierrez. Regular out of the pen for the Bobcats, 15 appearances, a 2-1 record, and a 4.81 ERA. A 2.05 opposing batting average in 24 1/3 innings. He has struck out 26, and he has walked 18. He is a senior transfer from Angelo State, an El Paso native. Alize Gutierrez, the left-hander, ready to face Travis Sanders. Gutierrez, the 4th pitcher of the night. And the pitch to Sanders, who singled on the first pitch of the ball game, is high, ball 1. He has singled and walked. He's reached base now in 14 consecutive games. He is 7 for his last 12 official at-bats. Bears looking to get something going offensively, just 2 hits through the first 4 innings as Sanders takes ball 2. This is a Texas State team with a 5.44 earned run average, which honestly, Tom, we've talked about it in the Big 12 and beyond. The ERAs are just up this year. Hitting numbers are up. Pitch to Sanders. Breaking ball on the back door for a strike, and it's 2-1. I think in some years you'd look at that 5.44 ERA and Baylor's 5.56 ERA, and I think that's awful. And it's more than you want, but honestly, those are squarely middle of the pack numbers in the Sun Belt and Big 12 conferences. The 2-1 pitch. That wiggles in for a strike at 91, and it's 2-2. Top of the 5th inning. Bears down by a game-high 4-run deficit after a 2-out rally by Texas State in the 4th. The pitch to Sanders is swung on and lifted high in the air opposite field. That's going to sail out over the right field wall. Travis Sanders puts the Bears on the board with his 5th home run of the season. He loves to go to the opposite side on the long ball, and he's got the Bears on the board at 4-1.
He does indeed, and that, as you mentioned, his 5th home run, his 33rd RBI of the year, and nicely done for Travis Sanders. And good to see Travis with a multi-hit game tonight for the Bears.
Well, and he is now 8 for his last 13. It's a 4-1 ball game. Now here is Pearson Reebok. Nice to see the Bears get a run here. They've had some opportunities, but have stranded 6 runners through the first 4 innings.
20th multi-hit game of the year for Travis Sanders, which leads this ball club. That's why he's in that leadoff spot.
Here's the pitch to Reebok. Backdoor for a strike. Fastball there. It's 0-1. I mean, I would say he has been the most consistent performer of the year for the Bears. I can only think of really one bad weekend. That was at Cincinnati. And even in that weekend, he had what proved to be the game-winning hit in the Sunday game. Wave and a miss by Reebok, and the count is 0-2. 374 feet, Max Calderon tells us, on Travis Sanders' 5th home run of the year. Left at 99 miles an hour. Elevated at 38-degree launch angle.
3rd home run given up this year by Gutierrez.
0-2. He's jumped ahead of Reebok, and Reebok sprays a foul into the seats, third base side, and he stays alive. 0-2. Did that catch the top of the net and then ski ball?
It almost rolled down the top of the net once it got to the top. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't walk up there and place it any better, and then it trickled into the stands. Interrupted a young lady having some macaroni and cheese.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wave and a miss. That's a strikeout. First for Gutierrez, and there's one away.
Second time tonight that Pearson has struck out.
There's Brady Janusek, who also has struck out twice tonight. This will be the 3rd pitcher he's faced in many at-bats. He's looking to find his groove again. Obviously, you mentioned just a hit against Texas State, or against Texas Tech. Been stuck at 10 home runs for a while now. Here is the pitch. He waves through a breaking ball, 0-1. And right now he's just in a streak where he's having trouble really seeing the ball. Run in for the Bears here in the top of the 5th inning. Bases empty and 1 out. The pitch from Gutierrez poured in for a strike, and it is 0-2, just like that. Tice Armstrong is on deck for the Bears.
Well, here's what you know. They're going to keep penciling his name in the lineup.
Yeah.
This is a guy that you know is going to get going.
Here's the 0-2 loopy breaking ball into the left-handed box. Janusek lays off, and the count is 1-2. He is the only Bear to start every game in the same position. Right field every game. 1-2. Here's the pitch from Gutierrez. Topped foul by his foot. It rolls slowly up the third base line, and we'll do it again. And you know, Tom, we've seen it. Every freshman has their moments like this, and you don't like it, but it's part of the growing process. You just like to see him work his way out of it as quickly as possible. He's in a 1-2 hole. Here's the pitch from Gutierrez, and that is rolled slowly the other way. The second baseman picks it up in shallow right field, throws to first, nice play, and he beats Janusek by a step. Bang, bang play, and Janusek is retired.
And when you're going bad, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That ball was headed for right field, but the second baseman, Vasquez, does a nice job angling towards the right field foul pole in the outfield, and then sliding, makes a little pirouette, gets up, throws him out by a step. It's just when things aren't going well, things like that happen.
Yeah. Here is Tice Armstrong. All eyes on him every time he steps to the plate. 21 home runs on the year, and the first pitch he sees is a breaking ball high. Ball one so far. Texas Tech has seemed disinclined to throw him anything especially hittable. Not only that, they've pitched him carefully. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's on the way, and it's another breaking ball that stays aloft, 2-0. Tice Armstrong and Charlie Carter share the top spot in Baylor's record book for most home runs in a season. 2-0, a favorable upswing count to Tice Armstrong. The pitch from Gutierrez is up and away, 3-0.
You think the scatter report says be careful?
I think it does. Do you think Tice has the green light on 3-0?
Yeah, there is no doubt. He's swinging out of his shoes if he gets a strike.
The 3-0 pitch on the way. He took a cut at the fastball and fouled it off behind the plate, and it's 3-1. And if he gets a pitch to his liking, he's going to put a swing on it again.
I promise you, and I guarantee you that Gutierrez is going to be incredibly careful with 2 out and first base open.
Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Tice Armstrong. Low, ball 4. Twice today he has walked, once intentionally, once unintentionally, but that was not, I would say it was officially unintentionally,
yes.
But they were not trying to serve him up anything. And the inning continues for J.J. Kennett. Tom, have you ever been walking and someone has a dog that looks angry, and even though the dog's on the other side of the fence, you kind of stay on the other side of the road anyway? Here's the pitch to J.J. Kennett in for a strike. That's kind of how they pitched him.
Yeah. Here's the baseball, and if you can go get it in the opposite batter's box, knock yourself out.
Kennett 0 for 2 today. He's twice grounded out to third base. He bats with 2 outs and a runner at first, and he cuts through a fastball, and it's 0-2. Bears down 4-1. A Travis Sanders homer, his 5th of the season, has him on the board here in the top of 5. The 0-2 pitch is on the way. Breaking ball down and out, and it's 1-2. Sun is set. It's still some light in the sky, but the light's really beginning to take effect even more so on the field right now. Gutierrez looks over at big Tice Armstrong at first, now turns his attention to the plate and zips a breaking ball down and away to even the count at 2-2.
And Derek, quite honestly, you just got to get some offense from this ball club. Right now you got 3 hits on the board. 2 of those belong to Travis Sanders, so the other 8 in the lineup, just 1 base hit.
Here's the pitch. Wave and a foul-tip strikeout. That's the second for Gutierrez, and that's all for the Bears. Here in the top of the 5th inning, a run, a hit, a runner left. Halfway through this one with the score, Texas State 4, Baylor 1, and you're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Built to carry tradition and to make moves.
You hear now?
Built to roll with the punches.
Cool.
And to go.
Is it something over there, or is it something?
Built strong.
Yes.
Built loud. Built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra.
Close on Marcus.
Driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today. Toyota. Let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for details.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baseball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for baseball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. proud partner of Baylor Athletics. The Bears on the board on a Travis Sanders home run in the top half of the fifth inning, but still trail 4-1 as we head into the home fifth. And the third pitcher of the day for the Bears is out there. It's freshman Luke McLeod. 16 appearances for the right-hander, a 3.20 ERA. In 19 2/3 innings, 13 strikeouts, 5 walks, and a 3.16 opposing batting average. And Tom, for a lot of these guys right now, unfortunately, we can say their last couple of outings have been a little rough. They're trying to get it back on course again, and that's the case for Luke McLeod.
Yeah, and again, the Bears continue to search for help in the bullpen, and this is a guy that we know has the ammunition and could really be a nice piece this weekend against UCF.
He pitched a scoreless inning last week against UT Arlington, but had allowed 4 runs in 2 innings his 2 outings prior. He'll face the leadoff man, Rashawn Galloway. Galloway homered his last time up, and the pitch from McLeod, a fastball high, 1-0. McLeod and Fryman have both homered tonight. This is a power-hitting Texas State ball club. They also have an RBI double from Chase Moore to their credit. The pitch sliced foul behind the plate to even the count at 1-1. 4 runs, 6 hits for the Bobcats. Run on 3 hits for the Bears. The pitch in for a strike, and it's 1-2. One and two. McLeod cuts it loose, and that is lifted into shallow center field. Digging hard, Ty Johnson racing in, and chasing it down. 1 away. You always just expect him to make that play. He had to run a long way. He was playing fairly deep to the power-hitting leadoff man and had to sprint, but even when he's sprinting out there in the outfield, Tom, there's a coolness about him and confidence in going after the ball, and I think that's something I'm going to miss when he's not out there anymore.
He's a guy that we've talked about a million times. He just has the ability to get great reads and great jumps.
Here's Manny Salas, a walk and a ground out in 2 plate appearances tonight. First pitch from DeVazier bounces up there. Ball 1. Tom, both bullpens look pretty active.
They are.
Bottom of the 5th inning, it's a 4-1 Texas State lead as they hit against Luke McLeod. Pearson Reebok stationed in shallow left against the left-handed hitter who waves through a breaking ball. Count even a ball and a strike. I tell you what, Tom, how many times in the last week, including today, have we seen that shift with Reebok stationed in shallow left to cut off a would-be single pay off? I feel like it's at least 4. 1-1 pitch, wave and a miss at a fastball.
And he's getting better at playing that shallow right / rover type position and making plays. And tonight should be a lot easier because you are getting the true roll off of the carpet.
I hear a train, Tom. Here's the pitch outside, and it's 2-2.
Well, you should, Derek. The 744 is right on time.
Yeah, there you go. Two and two. The pitch in there, called strike 3. Fastball on the outside edge, 2 away. First strikeout for McLeod in the 3rd for Baylor pitching. There it is, Tom.
Yeah.
There's actually a couple tracks here because I just realized that one's coming over the left field wall, and there's another train track over the right field side. They're surrounded. Yeah, they actually have like a train car over there as a suite that
for a long, and they still do.
Yeah.
It's a caboose. They don't use cabooses anymore, do they?
I don't know. Do they?
No.
I haven't kept as up on my.
You're not a train aficionado?
Industry. Here's the pitch. There's a strike in there. I mean, I like the sound of a train in the distance at night.
I've always wanted to take a train trip.
Yeah.
Get up into Canada and just hang out.
No, I would actually like that too.
Yeah.
0-1 to the 2-out batting Stewart, who swings and hits one high and deep to center field. Ty Johnson back as far as he can go, and that's out of here. Jaquay Stewart gets in on the home run hitting act for Texas State. That's their third of the game, a solo shot with 2 outs, and that answers the lead. The Bears played it in the top half of the inning as Stewart hits his team-leading 14th home run of the year.
And you're right, it hit the green monster, if you will, out beyond the center field wall. And their green monster is out of play, and it hit the top of it anyway and caromed off back into play. But as you mentioned, that is home run number 14, RBI number 49 for Stewart.
Well, that's 3 of them on the evening for Texas State, and the batter is Clayton Namkin. 5 homers, 20 RBIs on the year for Namkin. He has hit the ball well tonight. Twice he has singled, and he also lined out hard to center field. 280 hitter in the pitch, in for a strike. No, Tom, I agree. I think a train trip, like in a train car and all that sounds like it could be fun. Old school.
Absolutely.
0-1 to the 2-out batting Namkin. Fastball in for a strike, and the count quickly at 0-2.
Have you ever done it?
No, I never have. (0-2) the count, and the pitch to Namkin fouled off. All I've done have been, like the big city trains in D.C. or New York or whatever, but nothing along the lines of a true train trip. Bears down by 4 in the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch, wave and a miss, and a breaking ball in the dirt. This kicks far enough away from J.J. Kennett to be interesting, and Namkin is going to reach first base despite striking out. That's a strikeout and a pass ball on J.J. Kennett. We'll see if it's pass ball or wild pitch. It's a wild pitch on the right-hander Luke DeVasier, and that extends the inning, hopefully. Hopefully the Bears thwart anything that they would attempt to do with the inning extended. Here is Bennett Fryman, who homered over the right field wall his first time up, then struck out his last time up. It's a 5-1 Texas State lead, and the pitch outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher Luke DeVasier. Here's the pitch. Top of the zone for a strike, and it's 0-2 to Fryman. Texas State has scored in each of the last 4 innings. 2 in the second, and then single runs in the third, fourth, and this the 5th. Baylor's trying to keep it right there. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That is lifted the other way to left field. Perez has it measured, and he gets there for the final out of the inning, but not before Texas State gets a 2-out homer from Jaquay Stewart. A run, a hit, a runner left. We've played 5. We head to the 6th inning. It's 5-1 Texas State. Tom Barfield will have the play-by-play when we come back after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Texas State continues to go to the pin. Their 5th arm of the night is a tall right-hander, Keller Eberly, 6'6", 233 from the College of Central Florida, not to be confused with the University of Central Florida, who Baylor plays this weekend. It is the College of Central Florida. Eberle makes his 10th appearance, only 8 2/3 innings on the year, but he struck out 14 batters in those 8 2/3. He's also walked 7, however, a 273 opposing batting average, no decisions, and a 4.15 ERA for Eberle, who will face Perez, Clemens, and Johnson. And as the Bears bat in this top of the 6th inning, Tom will tell you all about it.
All right, Derek, thank you so much. This offense has got to get kick-started. 7 of the 9 Baylor Bears have been held hitless so far in the ball game. Travis Sanders with 2 hits, 1 in the first, and the solo homer in the 5th to put the Bears on the board. And then the designated hitter, Brighton Clemens, collected a single back in the 4th inning, moved to second on a wild pitch, and was stranded there. For the Bears, it's going to be Dylan Perez, then Brighton Clemens, and Ty Johnson, as the Bears trail by 4, 5-1. Interesting that 3 of the 5 runs, a direct result, or actually 4 of the 5 runs, directly because of home runs for this Texas State Bobcat team. Here's Perez from the left side against the right-hander Eberle, and the first pitch is swung on and foul back. There is strike 1. Perez struck out in the first swing. He struck out in the 4th looking. He's 0 for 2. Baylor, as you know, Derek, we've talked about it on numerous occasions. The strikeout bug has just hit this club this year.
Yeah, 8 of them already tonight.
Indeed. 0-1. Just outside as Eberle tried to go through the back door and misses for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. This is game 48 of the year. The Bears are 25-22. Here's the 1-1. Chop foul. It's 1-2. They're, 7-14 away from Baylor Ballpark. Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark this year. A ball and 2 strikes to Perez, the Baylor left fielder. Really kind of settling into that position very nicely. Eberle's ready. And the 1-2 offering. Swung on and driven to deep center field. Racing back is Fryman, still going back, looking up, and it's off the top of the wall. Perez will motor into second. He's there with a leadoff double, his 6th double of the season, and a 5-game hitting streak for young Dylan Perez.
Just missed what would have been the first home run of his career, Tom. If he hits that about 10 or 15 feet to the left, it's over the wall, but they have a batter's eye that's out of play, as you said, but the center field wall extends up about another, what would you say, 3 to 5 feet over the wall, and he hit above the main part of the wall, but in the upper part of the center field wall. Nonetheless, no complaints here. He's in scoring position with nobody out.
And that's a big extension. It runs from left center to right center, and here's Brighton Clemens. And Clemens is going to ground ball up the middle. It's into center field, and around third is Perez. He's on his way to the plate. Here comes the throw, and he is safe. And the Bears have a run. It is now 5-2, and on the play, Brighton Clemens, who picks up his 15th RBI, will head to second base.
Well, a bang-bang play there, but Dylan Perez digging hard on that ground ball is able to come home and slide in just ahead of the tag as Brighton Clemens moves on to second on the throw after the RBI single.
We said this offense needs to get going, and they have here in the top of the 6th inning. They've cut the lead to 5-2, still nobody out, a runner in scoring position for Ty Johnson. First pitch to Johnson, swung on a miss, strike 1. Johnson struck out in the 2nd, walked in the 4th. You have got to move the runner along here. And trailing by 3, you really would like to see another base hit. Get greedy. Cole Landcloss is on deck. The 0-1, swung on a miss. It's 0-2. And Ty's just having trouble seeing the baseball. That was a breaker that dove down and in, and now he's in a hole at no balls and 2 strikes. Came in hitting .220 on the year with a couple of home runs and 16 driven in. Eberle's ready. Here's the 0-2. On the ground, foul, first base side. Zach Dillon making a great effort, knocks that ball down.
Stayed with the play.
He did stay with the play, and I'm real pleased with that.
Yeah, gold star.
Indeed. Zach's over at first for the Bears. Jim Blair over at third. A couple of former Baylor players, a couple of former Baylor stars coaching for Mitch Thompson this year. 0-2 the count, and again the 0-2 to Ty Joe is grounded back up the middle. It's going to be grabbed by the shortstop Bowles behind the bag. He throws him out, and on the way the third is Brighton Clemens. That's a nice job by Ty Johnson. I thought for a moment that ball was going to get into center field.
Off the bat, it looked like he might have a chance, but he didn't quite barrel it up. Otherwise, he would have still. He hit it hard and was able to get the runner on to third, and Clemens.
Here's Cole Landclaws, who is 0 for 1 today. He was hit by a pitch back of the second, then he grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end the fourth. 0 for 1 on the day. Deep in the box on the right side with the runner 90 feet away and 1 out. The Bears trailing now 5-2. Everly's ready, and the right-hander kicks and comes home. And the pitch skips away from the catcher, but not far enough for Brighton to advance.
Good eye by Landclaws. He threw out the left hand, letting letting Brighton Clemens know they're at third to stay put, and that was the right call.
Yeah, it's got to be a miserable feeling for the catcher, Nampkin, to not know where that baseball is. It skipped in, and he just flat couldn't find it. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to Cole Landclaws. Travis Sanders is on deck for the Bears as we play here in the top of the 6th inning. The Bears trailing now 5-2. They've been out hit 7-5. 1-0 the count. Everly to the stretch, a look over to third, and here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and grounded sharply but foul. Third base side, and that squares the count at 1-1.
You know, Tom, and I think we can reiterate here, this is a big game. Tuesday night games are big, and right now this team needs, to stockpile as many wins as it can, and this one would get you to 26, and that's really what matters a lot, and it matters a lot right now for this team.
1-1, swung on and grounded on the right side of the infield. This is going to get a run home. Fielding the ball is Vasas. He'll throw him out. Landclaws grounds out 4-3, picks up his third RBI. Is coming home to score is Brighton Clemens, and the lead's now down to 1 at 5-4.
Hey, nice inning for the Bears. Yeah, they've got it wrong on the board.
Yeah, it's 5-3. Yeah, I was going to say, hang on a second. Perez and Clemens have hit the pay station. That's it. It's a 5-3 ball game. The sack's now empty as we go back to the top of the order for Travis Sanders, who hit a solo home run to get the scoring started in the top of the 5th. Everly ready. And the first pitch to Sanders, cut on a miss on a slider for a strike, and it's 0-1. But the Bears back in the ball game, Derek, and that's the bottom line. It's now a 2-run contest at 5-3 in favor of Texas State. Everly to the stretch. Here's the 0-1. There's a slider for a strike, and it's 0-2. Sanders a single in the first. He walked in the second. Then he hit the solo home run in the 5th. He's got a 6-game hitting streak, 20th multi-hit game of the year, which leads the club. Hitting over 370 on the season. The pitch swung on and grounded to the shortstop. Bowles, he's going to boot it. And safe at first on the E6 is Travis Sanders. That's a play that Bowles has got to make and normally does.
Yeah, Bears will take that and extend the inning for Pierce and Reebok. And, yeah, just a routine play, but he whiffed over the top of it.
Reebok has got 1 home run this year. He might as well just go ahead and get that second one out of the way. Good matchup for Pearson. He's got the right-hander Everly. Now time is called, and we're going to have a conference on the mound. There is activity in the Bobcat bullpen as Dylan Kerbo is throwing. He's a right-hander.
You can sense the Bears have a little momentum right now, and what you really need, whatever the final tally is in this inning, Tom, is a shutdown inning after this. But hopefully the Bears can pad it here with a little more in this with 2 outs in the top of the 6th.
Conversation is a long one on the hill, and at some point you got to believe that Brian Oberholzer, the home plate ump, yeah, there he goes. He's going to see if he can't break up the confab, and he does. And we're going to resume play with 2 out. A runner at first, a couple of runs are home. Perez doubled, Clemens singled, and Landcloss is grounded out. So RBI is by Clements, his 15th, and Landcloss his 3rd. And the lead is now 2 at 5-3. Tied run at the plate. Throw over to first base. Sanders is back with a head first dive. Travis may try to get himself into scoring position. Leads the team in stolen bases with 23. He's been thrown out 6 times. Tanner Carson holding it first. Another throw over. A low throw dug out by Carson.
Was played on the short hop.
Indeed. I mean, if it gets past Carson, there's a lot of foul territory, and you never know. Pearson, a sacrifice in the first and a couple of strikeouts. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Another throw over. Again, Sanders is back. They know that at some point there's a high probability that he may be in motion.
Tell you what, the second the ball leaves the first baseman's hand, Sanders is just hopping right back as he looks at the pitcher.
One of these days, Carson's going to bluff throwing it back. To the stretch, Eberle. And here's the pitch. It's outside, and there goes the runner. And the throw down is not in time. Stolen base. Travis Sanders on a delayed steal.
Delayed steal. Bang, bang play there, and Texas State wants a review. That was close, but I thought he got the hand in just ahead of the tag. And I mean, just ahead.
And we'll see if we can't get some kind of look at it. We don't have a monitor in our booth. But remember, the call on the field, Derek, was safe, so it has to be clear evidence that Sanders was not safe. Well, this would be a big play because a base knock puts a run on the board then. If not, he's out, the inning's over, and Pearson Reebok would lead off the 7th inning.
Let's see what we got here. That would be, by the way, that could be stolen base number 24 on the year.
In 30 attempts. Again, he's only been thrown out 6 times. I mean, Sanders is holding court at second base. He's got everybody. I mean, there's 6 guys around him. Or 5 anyway. Yeah. He's got the entire outfield, middle infield. They're all talking to Travis Sanders. And now we do get the opportunity to go in and get the replay. And, boy, this was fast. This review was fast. And Brian Oberholzer is going to come out.
The call on second is upheld. The runner is safe.
It's upheld. That is stolen base number 24.
I mean, it was a bang-bang play, but they got to look at it, and he's safe. And Max Calderon sees a good look at the review. And
well, if Max confirms it, then it's confirmed. I like the fact that the home plate umpire was mic'd up. And
that was cool.
Let us all know. All right, so Reebok at the plate with a 1-ball, no-strike count. Base hit cuts the lead down to 1. Eberle's ready. A look back to second. Here's the pitch to Pearson. It is low for a ball. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Hitters count for Pearson. He can be picky. Center fielder. Fryman is shaded over towards left. And again, Reebok does have a tendency to go the opposite way. 2-0 the count. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's a strike, and it's 2-1. Not sure if that was a strike, but
I'm not sure. That was a good pitch for Reebok to lay off.
Oh, yeah, that's not a hittable pitch, really. 5-3, Texas State here in the top of the 6th inning. Baylor with a run out at second base, and the 2-1 pitch is swung on and grounded sharply but foul between Zach Dillon and the first base bag, and it squares the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Did I mention this is game 48? Our final Tuesday night game, Derek. I'm sad, I'll be honest.
Yeah. You really wish right now the team had a few more, but
2 balls, 2 strikes. Sanders dancing off a second. The 2-2 to Reebok is down and in, ball 3. They appeal to the third base umpire, Wilkins, to see if he offered at it, and he did not.
He really didn't come especially close to offering at it, but they verified just to be sure.
Reagan Wilkins, our third base umpire, said, nah, he's good. So the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brady Janusek is on deck. We're at the top of the 6th, the Bears trailing 5-3 Here's the payoff to Pearson. Swung on and grounded on the right side of the infield. Knocked down by Carson. He'll go to the bag himself, and Reebok's out by a step, and the inning is over. But the Bears score a couple of runs. They do it on a couple of hits. There was one man left on base and one Bobcat error. Middle of the sixth, new score. It is Texas State 5, the Bears 3. This is Bears baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And trusted expertise to set your mind.
Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
From the Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
On to the bottom of the sixth we go. The Bears are going to go to the bullpen for seldom used Jake Colcourse, 6'2", 199, and a redshirt senior out of Brenham, Texas, by way of Blinn Junior College. Colcourse heating up for the Bears.
You know, interesting, Tom. We've only seen him once this year, Jake Colcourse. He was able to close out the game in a midweek victory against Incarnate Word. Got a strikeout to close out the game, but obviously we haven't seen a whole lot of him and being put into the biggest situation of his career, the right-hander who comes in from something of a sidearm slot.
2/3 of an inning so far this year in one previous appearance, as Derek mentioned. No runs on a hit. As the Blinn product gets ready. He stayed at home for his JUCO career right there in Brenham. And now he's in a situation, Derek, where his job is pretty simple. He's got to hold right here. He has absolutely got to create the hold situation.
He does.
The Bears got back in the ball game. They're down 5-3 as they put a 2 spot on the board. Bears have scored 3 straight, or 3 runs in the last couple of innings. They got a run in the top of the 5th, 2 more in the top of the 6th. So his job is to get a hold here. And as Justin Vosses is coming to the plate, who's hasn't been retired yet. He's walked and singled and scored. Vosses holds the bat high above the head, and he's hit with the first pitch he sees, a breaking ball.
Yeah, that was a 70-mile-an-hour breaking ball that didn't break like he wanted it to, and so the first batter is hit by a pitch. You know, he's a soft thrower, right? He's a guy who is going to try to keep you off balance, and it's not going to be a lot of velocity. And that one there, a slow breaking ball that just didn't have the snap on it he wanted.
Buchanan heating up for the Bears down to the pen. Here's Tanner Carson. He's got a hit in 2 trips. Middle of the box, right side. Colcourse to the stretch. Here's the pitch, and it's a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. And 3/4 with the arm slot. A little breaking ball that starts out at the right-handed hitter's hip and dives into the zone. 0-1 to Carson. And the 0-1. Low and away for a ball, and that's going to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, all breaking stuff so far.
Yep. Soft at 72, and
Charlie Atkinson jogging down to the Baylor pen.
Bosses a lead away from first. He's being held on by Tice Armstrong. Middle infield at double play depth, shaded towards the second base bag. Here's the pitch. It's a breaker that's just inside. That's a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, it starts off at his shoulder, Tom, and then kind of darts back in. That one didn't dart quite far enough.
2 balls and 1 strike with Bosses, who doesn't run much. He's at first base, just 1 stolen base. And again, Armstrong holding. Colcourse to the stretch. And the 2-1. Breaking ball, and it is ripped down the left field line. This one is foul.
Out in front, hit it hard, but hard to stay back on that pitch. Again, 70 miles an hour. You don't see a lot at that speed.
And staying back is the whole key to that thing, and he wasn't able to do it, so that's a loud strike, and that evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vosses returns to first base. Kokorsz is not thrown over there yet, Derek. You may want to just send a room service toss over there just to let him know you're thinking about it. Vosses a lead away from first. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carson. And there goes the runner, the pitch hitting. And the first 2 have reached, hit by pitch.
Boy, that's tough. A 2-strike count, and you hit the batter. That's rough to lose him that way, and now the first 2 are on for Chase Mora.
And you pitched yourself into a problem.
I mean, it's a 5-3 ball game. The Bears just got back into it. You really need the shutdown inning.
And here comes Mitch Thompson. And that is going to be all for Jake Kokorsz, as he's going to have faced 2 batters, and we're going to get a call to the pen, Derek.
Boy, you would have liked to have seen him retire Carson there, had him 0-2, but just couldn't do it. And now Braden Bergman is back on. Bergman was the pitcher of record in Sunday's game against Texas Tech, and he's back out there, the redshirt freshman, making his 20th appearance. He's the 3rd player on the roster to reach 20 appearances on the year this season. A 1-1 record and a 4.79 ERA out of the pen in 20 2/3. He struck out 24 and walked 19. Opposing batters are hitting 208 against him. And Tom, he's not being hit hard, but the challenge is can you get that fastball that crackles in at 94, 95 miles an hour? Can you locate it in the zone? Because when they do get the hits, if you've walked batters, to state the obvious, that obviously can make you pay more for those hits than you would have otherwise. He's the 5th pitcher of the night for the Bears, and he comes in with 2 on and nobody out.
And it's just, I know you're putting the pressure on Berge, but Derek, you just can't ill afford to give up. You just can't give those 2 runs back.
You can't.
I mean, you worked so hard to get back in the ball game, and how disheartening would it be to turn around and give those runs right back? And Berge's done a great job with inherited runners. So let's see if he can do it again. He's perfect in that category. Right-hander will heat it up. Now they're going to see something totally different. They were seeing 72 with the wrinkle. Now they're going to see.
Was that like a change-up?
Yeah, they're going to see the Express now at 95.
Yeah. Well, for Bergman, we can see all year long, Tom, even from before he threw a pitch here and you heard about him. Bergman's a guy with really, really good stuff, the kind of velocity that can get you to the next level. But what he's having to learn to do is locate it, to manage that velocity. And that's not so uncommon for a lot of young guys with velocity like that. And that's what the Bears really need him to do right now, because if he can put that fastball where he wants it, that's a hard pitch to hit. 94, 95 with some bite.
And so he continues to warm up, and now the warm-up tosses are done, and he's going to face the 8-hole hitter, Chase Mora. Vosses, who was hit by pitches at second. Carson, who was hit by pitches at first. They're the property of Jake Kokorsz. And here's Chase Mora. First pitch to Mora is a fastball high for ball 1. Now, you don't always take those warm-up pitches with a whole lot of seriousness, Derek, because they're just trying to get loose, but he did launch a couple to the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's high ball 2. Yeah, he is missing his release point.
And I'll say this, too. A problem for the bullpen as of late, the first batter that the pitchers face tends to get on, and that's a trend that's got to stop.
R.J. Rouet is warming up for the Bears, the lefty. Time is called, and there goes Sean Snedeker out to have a conversation. And again, the first 2 offerings from Buchanan were not – they weren't close. I mean, let's just be honest. They weren't. And so it's a release point problem, I do believe. And now you got the pitching coach out to see if he can't get him locked back in. And boy, Sned's been great at that, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Let's see if he can make it the proverbial good talk.
So Braden behind in the count here, and 2 balls and no strikes, and the conversation is quick, and Sned's back in the dugout. 2-0 the count to Mora. And the 2-0 pitch is high ball 3, miss badly again. They're going to get a new baseball for Buchanan. He's a pitch away from loading the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. Bears trailing by just 2, but boy, they are in some big-time trouble right here with 2 on, nobody out in the 3-0 count, and the pitch is high ball 4.
That's tough. Not a very competitive at-bat there, and so you have Colkhorst, who comes in and hits 2 batters, and now Braden Bergman walks the first, and they're loaded with nobody out.
3 free bases to start the inning, and now the 9-hole hitter, Brady Bowles, who is 0 for 2.
And again, Tom, after a good offensive inning in the top half in which you worked your way back into the ball game. Now, you can still get out of the inning unscathed or minimized, but better get to it quickly.
Buchanan ready to work to Bowles, and the pitch is high ball 1. I mean, he is missing badly, and it's a ball and no strikes. Looks like R.J. Rue is ready down in the pen if needed. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a strike at the letters, and it's 1-1. And right now, I think everybody in the ballpark knows what's coming. It's, how do you like to describe it? The get-me-over fastball. And so Bowles is going to be locked and loaded. The shortstop's going to be ready for what should be a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball, and it's swung on and fouled off. Now he's ahead of the count.
Yeah, good to see Bergman jump ahead of a hitter. That hasn't been the case, so can he put him? He's got the stuff to put Bowles away.
Indeed. Berge at a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Bounces in, gets away, and a run is home on the wild pitch.
Well, the child up the breaking ball, but didn't have command on it, and that gives one of the runs back.
A wild pitch, and it also moves everybody up. Carson to third, and Mora to second, and takes the double play out of order.
That part stinks because you would have traded a run for 2.
It's now a 6-3 Bobcat lead. Bergman's ready. Here's the 2-2 offering. It's a breaky ball. Called strike 3. Down looking goes Bowles, and there's 1 away.
Well, a big first out, but, man, obviously, some good pitches that at bat, but just the one because of the free bases was enough to bring home a run.
You a little surprised the infield hadn't been brought in? They're playing back in the middle, and even with the bag at third. Bergman to the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Now he's kind of locked in. It's amazing how you can go from one end of the spectrum to the other. And Bergie's ahead of the count here to the leadoff hitter, Galloway. It's 0-1. Galloway 1 for 3, but that one was a home run back in the third. His 10th home run of the year. This pitch is swung on and fouled off, and he's quickly in a hole, 0-2. Off-speed pitch at 76 miles an hour.
Galloway, a hard hitter to strike out, Tom, just to 18 this year, and he's played all 48 games for him. Good numbers for a power hitter at the plate.
And in that leadoff spot for Stephen Trout, the 7th-year head coach. Bergie's ready. Here's the 0-2. Checks a swing and a pitch down low. Did he go? They need to check, and they're not going to. And it's a ball and 2 strike. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, I thought the bat head went around.
That was very, very close. I thought it initially did go around.
And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, given that, by the way, the umpire got tangled up there as the ball got away, I would have thought he would have appealed just to be safe.
Bergman's ready with runners at second and third and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and it's lined into the gap in right center field. It is all the way up the alley and all the way to the wall, and a pair of runs are going to score as Carson and Mora both hit the pay station. Cruising into second with a 2-run double is Rashawn Galloway.
3 freebies to start the inning and 3 runs.
And that is disappointing.
And so not only do they answer the 2 runs the Bears planted in the top half of the inning, but they've not only answered, but now they've extended their lead from what it was at the top of the inning.
It's a 3 RBI night for Galloway, a 2-hit night. And it went from 5-3 to 8-3 to 8-3 here with still just 1 out. Texas State leading by 5 in the 6th inning. And Galloway with good wills at second. Here's the pitch on the way to Salas, and he swings and fouls it back for strike 1. Salas walked in the 1st. He grounded out to Armstrong in the 3rd, then he struck out in the 5th. He's 0 for 2 officially. In the DH role tonight. Started the night hitting .314 with 33 driven in. Bergman's ready. And the pitch swung on and grounded sharply to the second baseman Reebok, who's stationed out in right field, and he'll field it and throw him out.
Tell you what, the scouting continues to be superb for the Bears on these.
That is the 2nd out of the inning. Galloway moves down to 3rd. Book closed on Jake Kokarts. He faces 2 batters and gives up 2 runs. Here's Stewart. With a runner at 3rd and 2 outs, the pitch to Stewart is off speed and in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Jaquay Stewart grounded into a double play to end the 1st, grounded out to end the 3rd, then hit a solo home run in the 5th. He's 1 for 3. That home run is 14th of the year. Swings and misses at this offering, and it's quickly 0-2. Bobcats with 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and then they put a crooked number on the board here in the bottom of the 6th with a 3 spot. That counters the Bears' 2 runs in the top of the 6th. Here's the 0-2. Down and in for a ball, and it's 1-2. Bears are back home on Friday night. Get your tickets and get out to the ballpark, as this will be your last 3 opportunities to see the Bears in 2026. Central Florida will be in town. UCF will be here. The 1-2 bounces in for a ball blocked by J.J. Kennett. It's 2-2. 6:30 on Friday night. Look forward to that one.
Yeah, Tom, taking a look at the box score, one thing that stands out is, the pitching struggles for the non-weekend starters continues. Every Baylor pitcher who's gone out there has been charged with a run tonight.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It is slash foul. That nearly undressed the third base coach. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Derek, here's the thing. If they deliver with base hits and score runs, that's one thing. But the free bases, that's what's kind of disheartening for you.
Yeah, 3 freebies at the top of the inning. All of them score.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the 2-2. There's a fastball called strike 3. Down looking goes Stewart, and the inning is over. But damage is done. 3 runs hit the pay station on just 1 base hit, and there was 1 man left on base. 6 complete, 8-3 Texas State. This is Bears Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hey Baylor fans, this is your call to gear up with Harley-Davidson of Waco. Whether you're hitting the open road or tailgating at McLean Stadium, we've got the ride to match your Bear pride. Check out our wide selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles. Visit our service department or shop all the latest gear and accessories to show off your Baylor spirit and Harley pride. Visit us today and find your freedom on 2 wheels. Harley-Davidson of Waco, where Baylor fans never ride alone. Visit in-store or at hdwaco.com. Sick 'em Bears.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed. Smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long business meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll beat all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here in San Marcos, where the Bears trail by an 8-3 score. It was a high-scoring sixth inning. The Bears scored twice to cut the Texas State lead to 2 at 5-3, but then the Bobcats answer with 3 in the bottom of the sixth. New arm out there as we start the top of the seventh inning. It's Dylan Curbo, one of their top bullpen arms, 12 appearances and a 1-0 record, a 1.98 earned run average, 13 2/3 innings. So limited number of innings in his outings, but 7 strikeouts, 5 walks, and just a 213 opposing batting average against Dylan Curbo, a senior from the Woodlands, a 6'1 right-hander. Will face the heart of the Baylor order, Tom Janusak, Armstrong, and Kennett. If you want to answer the 3 spot that Texas State played in the bottom half of the sixth, those are 3 guys you like to have up.
Yeah, Janusak is a guy that can hit. He's going to get going. When is he going to get going? That's the only question. Yeah. I mean, he really is. I mean, he's marred in a 1-for-21 slump right now, but I'm telling you, you know it, I know it, everybody in this ballpark knows that this guy is a player and he can hit. And he's going to get going. It's just a matter of when is he going to get going.
And it can feel like when you're in a slump like this, am I ever going to get a hit again?
Yeah, on the way to the world, right?
And you can press. But, again, once you kind of get that one, again, he almost had one that last at bat, but he just didn't quite get enough on it to scoot it by the second baseman, Vasas.
He's going to hit one really, really hard to kickstart his offense and get going again. Janusak 0 for 3, a pair of strikeouts. Grounded out his last time up. And as Derek mentioned, Justin Vasas, the second baseman, robbed him of a hit. Started the night hitting .297. And Curbo ready to go, and here's the pitch. It's a slider to the outer half for a strike, and it's 0-1. That's a tough pitch. 0-1 the count. Well, the Bears are going to face UCF this weekend, and here comes the 0-1 pitch from Curbo, and the 0-1 is all the way to the backstop to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The Knights are going to come in having lost their last ball game. They lost tonight 6-5 to Florida Atlantic, so they're going to be 27-17 when they hit the heart of Texas. And again, it's a 3-game set that's huge. I mean, absolutely mammoth for the Bears. Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Baylor right fielder, Janusak. The 1-1 is skied to left field. Stewart on the run into foul territory, and he reaches back and makes the grab in foul territory. He overran the baseball by a step, Derek, and that ball nearly fell back. But again, Janusak now 0 for 4.
Yeah, got underneath that one. I was hoping that would keep on hooking over in the bullpen, but it did not.
Let's see if Dylan Curbo wants to face Tice Armstrong. Armstrong is 0 for 1 officially. He flied out in the third, but sandwiched around a pair of walks. Deep in the box to the right side, Curbo is ready. Here comes the pitch, and it is a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Challenged him at 85.
Yep.
I don't think that right now Tice is worried about hitting behind in the count.
No. 8-3 Bobcats here in the top of the seventh. Here's the pitch. Swung on and foul back. He's quickly in the hole, 0-2. Again, he was walked intentionally in the first and moved his second on a wild pitch and was stranded there. And flied out in the third, and then he walked to the fifth.
Getting ahead 0-2, though, probably changes the at-bat the way they pitch him.
He's going to be locked and loaded. He's ready to go. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch is swung on and driven to left field. This one is down for a base hit. It's off the base of the wall and just dies at the base of the wall. And Armstrong, who smoked that ball into the alley, is aboard with 1 out.
Boy, he got a hold of that one. I mean, you just 0-2.
Yeah.
Look at that swing on 0-2. And I tell you what, that ball drops to the base of the wall, but I tell you, your heart stops every time he puts one in the air because of the way he's been hitting.
Well, and again, he hits a lot of line drives over the wall, Derek, and that was a line drive. It just didn't have enough air under it, but I don't know how it hit the base of the wall and just died. It's like it had English on it. I mean,
yeah,
he's out at second. And that's what we love about him. That's his 13th double. I mean, this isn't an alley guy. I mean, he's up the left center field alley and the right center field alley. He pulls home runs. I mean, and that's a 6-game hitting streak, by the way, in limited opportunities because no one wants to pitch to him right now. Here's J.J. Kennett. Kennett takes a pitch outside for a ball, and J.J. is hitless in 3 trips. Struck out his last time up.
Boy, get at least one of the runs back. Hopefully more than that, but you need to answer.
Ironically, J.J. has ended every inning that he's been to the plate. Grounded out to end the first, grounded out to end the third, and struck out to end the 5th. 1 ball and no strikes to the Baylor backstop. The 1-0 is way outside for a ball, and it's 2-0. Nice job by Namkin, the Bobcat backstop, to keep that one from going to the backstop. And his counterpart, the Baylor catcher, J.J. Kennett, ahead of the count now at 2 balls and no strikes. J.J. started the day hitting .312, and this pitch is swung on a miss. Boy, he took a healthy cut on a breaking ball at 78 miles an hour.
See those hills and the shadows out there, Tom?
I'm just wondering if that hurts because he swings so hard. Now, time is called, and Jim Blair is going to talk to him. And I wonder if Jim is going to say, hey, look, contact. We're looking for contact.
Yeah.
Get the ball in play, and let's see if we can't get something where they're not and get Armstrong home.
You mentioned pain, Tom. I'm not sure J.J. really feels that in general.
Bears with a run in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and they're threatening here in the 7th, but they trail 8-3. The only inning that the Bobcats have not scored was the first. 2 balls and 1 strike to J.J. Kennett. Curbo's ready. The 2-1 is way outside, ball 3. Dylan Perez is on deck. Perez doubled and scored his last time up. Bears trying to make some things happen against this Bobcat bullpen, who currently does not have anybody throwing for the first time all night. 3-1, hitters count to J.J. Now time is called, and the pitcher, Curbo, steps off the back of the mound. Not clear what that's about. Right-hander back up on the hill. Behind in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike to J.J. Kennett, who's in the back of the right-hand box. And the 3-1 pitch on the corner for a strike, and it's 3-2. J.J. taking on that pitch.
A borderline pitch, and that's one if he's not locked in for it. You take it and get another one.
The count is now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Janusek flied out to left. Armstrong doubled off the wall. There's 1 on, there's 1 out. A full count to Kennett. And the pitch. Swung on and chopped foul over towards the Bobcat third base dugout. Bobcats in their maroon and gold. Bears in their green tops and gold and gray pants.
It's one of your favorite jerseys.
I do like the green.
It's a good
alternate.
look.
I like this alternate jersey. 3-2 the count. Look back to Armstrong. Curbo is ready, and here's the payoff pitch, and swung on a miss. He struck him out on a high heater, and there's another strikeout for the Bobcat pitching staff tonight.
Just couldn't hold off there. Tried to throw on the brakes, but he'd already committed.
Mitch Thompson mentioned that he slid J.J. in to kind of create some protection for Tice because J.J. was going so well. Came in hitting .312. He's now 0 for 4 in the ball game. A couple of ground outs, a couple of strikeouts, and here's Dylan Perez. First base open. Perez is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Curbo to the stretch. A look back to Armstrong out at second base, and the pitch to Perez is low and away for a ball. Tried to get the left-handed hitting left fielder to chase, and he wouldn't do it. And it's a ball and no strikes. Bryton Clements is on deck. We're playing in the top of the 7th inning. Final Tuesday night game of 2026. Bears down by 5 at 8-3, and the pitch to Perez is inside for a ball. It is 2-0. The designated hitter, Bryton Clements, waiting next. Bryton's had a terrific return to the lineup. He is 2 for 2, and he has scored a run. He's driven in a run, and he has not been retired tonight. A walk and a couple of base hits. Here's the 2-0 to Perez. It's high ball 3.
You know, Tom, he had a stretch where it looked like maybe being a freshman, caught up to him a little bit, a 4-game stretch in which he went 0 for 16. But as you mentioned, now a 5-game hitting streak, some walks mixed in there, better at-bats.
3-0. He'll be taken all the way here. Curbo's 3-0's a strike, and it's 3-1. So, Derek, what are you going to look for on Friday night with the Bears and UCF and Davenport on the bump?
How about another complete game from Davenport?
Why not,
Why
right?
not, yeah?
He's got the skill set. That's for sure. Here's the 3-1 off speed, hit right back to the pitcher, Curbo. He knocks it down, picks it up, and underhands the ball to the first baseman, Carson, to absolutely rob Dylan Perez of an RBI and a base hit.
It was smoked, but he knocked it down, and that's the inning.
1-3 on the putout. The Bears are done in the 7th. No runs, a hit. One man left. Stretch time in San Marcos. It's 8-3 Bobcats, and this is Bears baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Chill, proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
7th inning stretch time here in San Marcos. Bears down 8-3. Need to keep the deficit right where it is, and on a bullpen night, the Bears will send their 6th pitcher of the evening out there. It is sophomore right-hander Camden Cluett, a Montgomery, Texas native. Camden Cluett taking over on the mound, making his 4th appearance on the season. He's gone 2 2/3 innings, a 10.13 ERA. He has allowed 3 runs on 4 hits, no strikeouts, 4 walks. Opposing batters are hitting .400 against the right-handed sophomore Camden Cluett, who Tom takes over here in the 7th inning to take on batters 4, 5, and 6 for the Bobcats.
So Cluett ready to go to work. Napkin, the catcher, going to lead it off. He's got a hit and 3 trips. There's some crazy games going on in this it's Tuesday night. I mean, it's 7-7 UTSA in Texas in Austin in the top of the 7th inning. Kansas has taken the lead over Creighton, Derek. So I mean, it's a weird night in the with games being seesaw back and forth. And I'm telling you right now, the Aggies are in a knockdown drag out with Prairie View, 11-7. That game's in the bottom of the 6th. And away we go here in the bottom of the 7th. And the pitch misses for a ball, and it's 1-0. Good ammo at 91.
You know, we've seen some arms we haven't seen a lot of, Tom, tonight, and you just want to see one of them really see. This is a great opportunity. This is a good hitting team they're going up against. Show the coaches you're deserving of more.
Yeah, you are auditioning here on a Tuesday night. The pitch is swung on and skied into left center field. Johnson and Perez converge, and it's going to be Ty Johnson who takes care of it. There's out number 1. And a good start for Cluett.
I mean, so far I would not say any of the prior arms has really seized the moment, but
no, I agree with that
statement.
statement.
To do the same, or not to do the same, to do something different.
And again, we mentioned it at the top of the show. The Bears desperately need some help in the pen. They can't rely on 3 or 4 arms like they have been. Guys are getting opportunities tonight. 1 out, and here's Fryman, the center fielder. He swings and hits a ground ball past the diving second baseman Reebok out into right field. It's a 1-out single on the first pitch he sees.
Hard hit ball past the dive of Reebok, and he's aboard.
Fryman got the scoring started back in the second when he hit a 2-run home run. Then struck out, flied out, now has singled with 1 out. So he's a 2-hit night for Fryman. And here's Voss, the second baseman.
Been a tough out tonight. In fact, he has not been retired.
A couple of runs scored on 1 hit. A couple of free bases. He's walked and been hit by a pitch. He takes a breaking ball from Cluett upstairs for a ball. Camden behind of the count of the ball and no strikes. Middle infield will look for a double play opportunity. That is Reebok and Sanders with the infield shaded over towards the second base bag. Tice Armstrong holding it first. And the pitch is swung on and popped foul straight back. JJ's going to go to the net to give it a look. He may have a play, and he doesn't. Oh, my goodness, off the heel of the mitt, and he drops it, and he stays down. He may be hurt. The home plate umpire is waving the training staff to home plate.
Caught him on the face, Tom.
Is that what it is? Because I couldn't see. We were blocked by some fans, and JJ is down. And JJ's trying to get up, but Mitch Thompson's holding him down.
Boy, that guy has sacrificed the body all year long.
Yeah, and this can't happen to him. My goodness, this kid has worked so stinking hard and played so hard for this club. He's getting up.
He's got to try to stay in.
Yeah.
You know that. Josh Barnhill helps him to his feet, and he's walking towards the dugout. I mean, I have a feeling at the very least tonight you're going to see a substitution, but we'll see.
No, I don't think you will.
I think they probably need to check for the
yeah, I don't know what they're going to do right now. Or are they?
He's in the dugout, and I think I see Brayden Buchanan jogging. Yeah, and here comes Mitch Thompson. I mean, boy, listen, he is as tough as it gets. We know that. But to see that happen to him is tough, and here comes Brayden Buchanan out of the dugout, Tom. You know what? If there's a guy who probably deserves a break, it's him, but you hate to see that.
My goodness gracious. I mean, nobody works any harder than J.J. Kennett. Nobody plays any harder than J.J. Kennett. And he has just had a time this year with the injury bug, Derek. And it's just, I mean, sometimes you just think things like that are just unfair.
They are.
I mean,
they are.
Really just unfair. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it as Buchanan comes in to catch. I thought for a minute they were just going to go in and maybe wipe some blood.
You kind of expect that with him, right?
He was fighting Josh Barnhill, our trainer, and I don't know. It's just unfortunate. So we resume play with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Buchanan in at the catcher spot. JJ's out of the ball game. Here's the pitch. It's a slider for a strike, and it's 1-2.
Knowing JJ's probably more upset they had a chance to get it out and didn't make it, although you could tell he was in some pain.
Oh, no doubt.
And he fractured 3 bones in his face earlier this year.
It was in the lineup the next day. 1-2 the count. The 1-2 pitch bounces in for a ball, and it squares the count at 2-2. Fryman's over at first base. He's singled with 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 7th. The Bears trailing 8-3. Bobcats have done a job scoring. The only inning they did not score was the first. They've scored 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth. There goes the runner. The pitch is swung on, and it is popped up into shallow right field. Long run for Janusek. He makes no, he does, or does he? Does he make the sliding catch?
Apparently not. We haven't seen a signal if he did.
They're all hands are safe. He did not make a sliding catch. It was hard. I couldn't see the ball, to be quite honest with you, but it must have slid under his glove.
Just under it. It kind of disappeared there at the end, so he must have just trapped it.
So it's a bloop single for Vossis into right field. Terrific effort for Janusek, but there's 2 on and 1 out, and Cluett's going to face Tanner Carson, the first baseman. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. There's strike 1. I mean, it was a great effort by Janusek trying to go get that ball. And how about Fryman able to get to second base? Most of the time you camp out about halfway to make sure that the ball's not going to get caught. But he took the chance and went on. Here's the 0-1. There's a strike, and it's 0-2. Nice pitch. I'll say this. Camden Cluett's throwing strikes.
Yeah, he is.
Time is called, and now the home plate umpire says, hey, you got to let him lock in. You got to let the batter get his head up and look to the mound before you start the process of pitching.
Yeah, 10 pitches, 7 strikes.
They did
for
it
Pruitt.
again.
Oh, yeah.
And that is another warning for Camden Cluett. Oh, and 2 the count. Cluett's ready to go to work at 0-2 with 2 on and 1 out. Here is a spin and a throw back to second base, but back in plenty of time is Fryman. Bennett Fryman is at second. Justin Vossis is at first. Vossis, an interesting line, a walk, a hit batter, and a base hit. Nothing into the count. The 0-2 swung on a miss. Got the swing and miss on a breaking ball, and there's 2 outs.
You know, he's given up a couple of hits, but one of them just a blooper there, and you like the way he's attacking the hitters coming in.
Yeah, he's throwing strikes.
Yeah.
Here's Chase Mora, the third baseman, with 2 on and 2 out now. Mora walked and scored his last time up. Also had an RBI base hit back in the 4th, as well as grounded into a double play in the 2nd. Here's the pitch. It is swung on, and it is grounded sharply fair down inside the third base bag. A run is going to score on a double off of the bat of Mora, and it is 9-3.
2 doubles, both bringing home runs. Boy, that one was just fair and just evaded Cole Landcloss to lead to the run.
Bosses will stop at third. Mora with a RBI double is at second. And it is a 9-3 lead now for Texas State. And I'm telling you, Derek, that ball was just inside the third base bag. That's tough luck. And here's the 9-hole hitter, Brady Bowles, with 2 on and 2 out. 3 hits in the inning. The pitch is swung on and a ground ball left side. It's going to be grabbed by the third baseman. Landcloss throws low to first, dug out by Armstrong, and the inning is over. But the Bobcats do some damage. They get a run. They do it on 3 hits. There are a pair of Bobcats left on base. Through 7, new score. It's Texas State 9 and Baylor 3. This is Bears Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas. Every line, weld, and seal, shaped with the pride, heat, and strength that only Texas really knows. The Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today. Toyota. Let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for details.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Tom Barfield, Derek Smith, glad to have you with us here from Texas State. San Marcos, Texas. Bears trailing 9-3, 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Bobcats. They've stranded 6 base runners. 3 runs on 6 hits for the Bears. They have left 9 base runners. As we move on to the 8th inning, it's going to be a new pitcher as O'Bannon comes in to face the Bears. And the bottom third of the order, Bryton Clemens, Ty Johnson, and Cole Landcloss to face Cameron O'Bannon. And here to bring us home with the broadcast is Derek.
Thanks, Tom. O'Bannon 2-0, a 4.50 ERA, and just a 1.92 opposing batting average. Tom, you were mentioning the left on base numbers. You look back, that first inning, a leadoff single from Travis Sanders, and the second inning, bases loaded. Just really missed some opportunities there early. And again, it's a 9-3 game. Maybe if you scratch a run or two across, you're still down by 4 or 5 runs. But it just feels like missing those opportunities set a tone early in this win.
Yep.
Well, O'Bannon will face Clements, Johnson, and Landcloss. Clements has been a bright spot tonight after missing 6 games, aggravating a shoulder injury. He's back in the lineup tonight. He has a pair of singles, an RBI, a run scored, and he's also drawn a walk. They have not retired him on the night, and it's been a good return to the lineup for him. And I hope that's a sign of things to come, because this lineup, if you can get a little more production out of the bottom of the order, is that much better. Top of the 8th inning. First pitch to Burns is fouled straight back into the netting. The count's now 8-1. 9 runs, 11 hits, and error for Texas State. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Bears. Clemens takes the bat up and down. Pitch, breaking the ball high. Count even at 1-1. UCF at home on Friday night. Of course, Saturday and Sunday as well. 1-1 pitch for a strike. You know, UCF is a good ball club, Tom. In fact, early on they were looking like the surprise of the Big 12 Conference until Kansas swept the series from them and then really never looked back. They're a good team, and it's a big challenge and a big opportunity for the Bears. Here's the 1-2 pitch, foul back.
The latter is what I like. It's a great opportunity, and it really, really is. And that's the way you have to address it, Derek. I think these final 6 games, that's the only way you can address it. Is, you know what, you go play like your hair's on fire. You got a great opportunity both in Waco and in Salt Lake.
There's a fly ball into right field, hit the other way. It'll bring Galloway in a few steps, and he makes the catch for the first out.
That's the first time that UCF has been able to retire Bryton Clemens.
Clemens had been 2 for 2 with a walk prior against Texas State here, and the batter will be Ty Johnson, who has walked, struck out, and grounded out this evening. Left-handed batter against the right-handed arm of O'Bannon. The pitch, breaking ball just misses high off the back door, and the count is 1-0. Couple arms moving around in the Baylor pen. And sitting back down, saw Charlie Atkinson a moment ago. Here is the pitch. That one does hit the back door, a fastball, and the count evens at 1-1.
Just guessing with no information, but I kind of thought you might see Charlie for an inning, maybe even bunch for an inning. Not, still we're not
Grayson
done
Murray,
yet. Yeah.
1-1, poured in for his strike. Another breaking ball, and it's 1-2.
But those guys have been throwing a lot. So maybe shutting them down may just be what the doctor ordered. Who knows? We're just kind of speculating here and guessing.
The pitch just off the outside corner.
Or was it?
Not according to these fans.
The 75 umpires in the stands.
Yeah. Bears down 9-3 at the top of the 8th inning. 1 out, bases empty. And the pitch in there. That is their called strike 3. Ty Johnson knew it. 10th strikeout on the night for Texas State pitching. And with 2 down, the batter is Cole Landcloss. 0 for 2 tonight, but with an RBI. Productive out back in the 6th inning. Boy, disappointing, Tom. The Bears had cut the deficit to 2. It appeared to have some momentum. But a 3-run 6th inning followed by a run-scoring 7th inning has given Texas State a comfortable 9-3 lead. And the pitch to Landcloss misses, down, ball 1. Landcloss hitting 150 in his freshman campaign. Takes a pitch inside, clanks off the glove of Nampkin, and it's 2-0. Texas State has only been held scoreless 1 inning. That was the first. It's not that they've ever just put together a huge rally, but they've scored consistently, which is kind of what Baylor did Friday, Saturday against Texas Tech. Oh, that pitch got away and hit Landcloss, knocked the helmet off of him. Caught him in the helmet, knocked it off, and he's going to be all right. In fact, pretty emphatically, he picks the helmet back up and jogs on down to first base. Second time he's been hit by a pitch tonight, but that was scary.
Yeah.
Josh Barton will have to have a look.
Well, this has just not been a good night.
No.
I mean, J.J. gets hurt. Landcloss gets plunked in the helmet.
You know, thinking back to J.J. too, Tom, I was thinking he's up against the netting, trying to make a play, doing his best, and just goes awry. And, you know, and again, if you missed it, he got hit in the face by a foul ball that was popped up behind the plate. And, you know, you hope he's back on Friday. We don't know. Knowing him, he's going to try everything he's got to be back. But now Landcloss gets hit in the head by a pitch. Well, in the helmet, though, thankfully, to clarify.
And stays in the game.
Stays in the game. Here's Travis Sanders now in the pitch. Grounded just fair at third base. Picked by Moore. Throw on across, and that is the inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Texas State 9, Baylor 3. And you're listening to Baylor Baseball here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes.
Events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hey, Baylor fans, this baseball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for baseball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like, proud partner of Baylor Athletics. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, the Bears trail by a 9-3 score. And Bears call on their 8th pitcher of the night. It is Caden Baker. Baker, the redshirt freshman, takes over on the mound. The Olive Branch, Mississippi native brings to the mound a 2-2 record, a 9.17 ERA, a .315 opposing batting average in 17 2/3 innings. He struck out 8, he's walked 9, he's allowed 18 runs on 23 hits, and he will go to work on the top of the Texas State order, Rashawn Galloway, Manny Salas, and Jaquay Stewart. So Caden Baker, the 8th pitcher of the night for the Bears. And, you know, there's some guys on the roster who haven't pitched a lot. They've been given a chance tonight. You can't say they weren't given an opportunity. And unfortunately, none of them have really taken advantage.
No, I think if you were just from the, you know, of course, we don't have the video and we haven't, you know, spoke to Coach Snedeker about any of it. But, I mean, if you were just to look, you know, just with the naked eye, Derek, and our little baseball IQ, I would say that Camden Cluett at least came in and attacked the zone.
I agree. Yeah, and that double that brought home a run with 2 outs was a bit of a seeing-eye double if ever there was one.
No question. Yeah. I mean, and he did. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of messing around. He came in and threw strikes.
A bloop single, he attacked. All right, Rashawn Galloway will lead things off. He's 2 for 4 today with 3 RBIs, a homer in the 3rd, and a 2-run double in the 6th inning. Baker goes to work, and the pitch is chopped towards 3rd. Landcloss plays it on the high hop on the run, throws to 1st. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Good start for Baker. Then bring up Manny Salas, a walk and 4 plate appearances today, 0 for 3 officially.
The Bobcat DH is healthy, isn't he? I mean, he's a big kid.
Yeah. 6'1", 235, a Weatherford Junior College transfer. Manny Salas in the left-handed box. The pitch. That doesn't miss by much, but a fastball misses, ball 1.
So he goes from being a coyote to a Bobcat.
Yeah. Wind blows out there at Weatherford, does it not?
It does. Right outside of Fort Worth, 45 minutes,
Yep.
50 minutes?
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball just missing the back door for ball 2. Nine-3 ball game. 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. Texas State batting with the lead on the Bears. Here is the pitch. A wave and a miss. That's an elevated fastball. He put it in the right spot. Baker on an upswing count to the power hitter. It'll be a 2-1 pitch. Here it comes, and that is grounded into shallow right field. Ranging over to get it on the run. Nice throw, but not in time from Pearson Reebok. Good effort there. That was without him in shallow right. That's a single all the way, and it pulled him towards center, and it was going to be a tough play, but impressive effort by Reebok on the Salas single.
Indeed. Reebok has robbed several tonight in this season by being positioned out in shallow right field.
1 out base runner. Here is Jaquez Stewart. Stewart 1 for 4 tonight, but that one hit was a solo home run to center field in the 5th inning. Baker from the stretch. The kick and the pitch. It's in the turf. Blocked by Buchanan, who is in after J.J. Kennett left the game with an injury last inning, and the count is 1-0. Couple of pitchers, both right-handers, warming up in the Texas State pen. Here is the pitch. Big wave and a miss. Stewart out in front of a breaking ball, and the count is 1-1. Little bit of movement, but not much in the Baylor pen. No one loosening at the moment. 1-1. Baker to the belt, and the pitch is popped up a mile high. Shallow into center field. Travis Sanders in a couple of steps, and he makes the grab for the second out. It's a good hitter that Baker just retired. Now the batter is Clayton Namkin. Namkin 1 for 3 tonight.
Bobcats catcher, number 32, Clayton Namkin.
Namkin, a right-handed hitter, against the right-handed arm of Caden Baker. Five homers on the year for Namkin. He swings and lifts one high to right center field, but playable for Ty Johnson. He has it, and that's a scoreless inning turned in by Caden Baker. Nice job there by the redshirt freshman to send this game on to the top of the 9th inning. Bears trail 9-3, have 3 more outs to try to do something about it here in San Marcos on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Temple.
Oh,
And we welcome you back in to Irvin Rasmussen Ballpark in San Marcos, where the home team has the Bears in a 9-3 deficit. As we head to the top of the ninth inning, the Bears have 3 more outs at their disposal, trying to do something about this 6-run deficit. New pitcher out there for Texas State. It is a right-hander taking over on the mound for the Bobcats, and it is Sam Hall. Hall, a JUCO transfer from Panola Junior College. He is 1-1 in 14 appearances, a 6.30 ERA, and a save. 303 opposing batting average, 36 strikeouts, 18 walks in 30 innings.
There's everything
here we
down
are.
to the tablecloth, just like the one
We're back, Cameron. I hear you.
And a bridal shower is better than flowers. And a long distance meal
Does he hear me?
is the
Apologize for the technical issues throughout the night, but we are back here in the top of the ninth inning. Bears trail Texas State by a score of 9-3. Sam Hall, a right-hander, I beg your pardon, takes over on the mound, and left-handed pinch hitter Hunter Snow is in the game for the Bears, batting in place of Pearson Reebok. Here is the pitch to Snow. It's up and away, and the count even at a ball and a strike. Hunter Snow hitting 183 with 3 homers and 16 RBIs. Brady Janusek is on deck for the Bears. Here's the pitch, fouled off, and that runs the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. We got to give a shout out to our producer Cameron Savoy for helping us navigate myriad technical issues tonight. It'll be good to be back at home on Friday evening. But Cameron, we appreciate you. 1-2 to the waiting Hunter Snow. Here is the pitch from Hall, and the fastball is fouled off. Those numbers again on Sam Hall: 1-1, a 6.30 ERA, 36 strikeouts and 18 walks in 30 innings, and a 3.03 opposing batting average. Here's the 1-2 pitch, off speed and outside. Couldn't get him to chase the changeup, and the count even at 2-2. Brady Janusek is on deck. The pitch, that is inside, and it hit him. That hit Hunter Snow, and he'll jog on down to first, and that sets the table for Brady Janusek. Right-handed hitter Brady Janusek is looking for his first hit of the night. He is 0 for 4 officially. Janusek seen his batting average drop below 300 for really the first time on the year. The pitch downstairs, ball 1. We'll hear from Mitch Thompson coming up on the post-game show. And we will await the pitch to Janusek. That's downstairs, and it is 2-0. Upswing count to the right-handed hitter. Runner at first, nobody out. Bears need base runners here in the top of the ninth inning, and they're a ball away from getting one as the fastball from Hall spikes up there. And the count is 3-0. First baseman Tanner Carson over to encourage his teammate. 9 runs, 12 hits, an error for Texas State. They have stranded 7, 3 runs, 6 hits, 10 men left for the Bears. Long mound visit, and Brian Oberholzer out from his spot behind the plate to go break it up. Catcher Clayton Namkin will head back that way as well. You know, I'll state something obvious, Tom. Just too many runs allowed tonight by each Baylor pitcher and not enough run support from the Baylor hitters. The Bears scored 3 runs over a 2-inning span, the 5th and 6th, but Texas State has only been blanked twice. Here's the pitch at the knees for a strike.
And as you mentioned, it's frustrating to strand 10 base runners as well.
It is. Tice Armstrong is on deck. Here's the pitch, up and away, ball 4. Well, this will be interesting here as Tice Armstrong makes his way to the plate. 2 on, nobody out. A walk to him would load the bases. With nobody out and kind of give the Bears a fighting chance. Let's see what they do here, and we're going to see a visit to the mound by their pitching coach here. They're going to have a word with the entire infield, and obviously they are not much interested in not knowing exactly what they're doing to this guy.
But even a mistake, Derek, it's 3, not 6.
Yes.
And that's the position they put themselves in.
Well, you need base runners, right? But you know, when you're up by 6 runs in the 9th inning, it's hard for the other team to come back without a couple of freebies, and they've given the Bears a couple of freebies. Now, it's a big request for the Bears to come back in this game. In fact, if they do, it would be their biggest comeback of the year. But they've just ever so slightly cracked the door open.
Yeah, and then really just this year hasn't been the MO of the club is to come from big deficits from behind. They have been outstanding when they play with the lead, but this just hasn't been one of the things that they've done. Every club has its own personality and its own traits, and coming from big deficits hasn't been one for this club this year.
Well, here he is, Tice Armstrong. The first pitch is a breaking ball, a fastball, I beg your pardon, inside ball 1. Tice is 1 for 2 today with a double. He sits tied with Charlie Carter for the most home runs in a single season in program history. The pitch just misses up and away, and it's 2-0, and it is a favorable count to Mr. Armstrong. Tice twirls the bat around. Here comes the 2-0 pitch, and that is grounded foul wide of third. It's 2-1. And Tom, I'll say, obviously, when there's a record at stake and a guy everyone's rooting for, changes how you feel. But does it not feel like almost every time he swings, you just kind of stop, your breath stops?
Yeah, you hold your breath.
Happen. Yeah. 2-1 in the pitch. Down low, 3-1.
One pitch, one spot, Derek.
Yep.
Pretty simple.
And if he gets that pitch,
look out,
spot,
Charlie.
the wind blowing out to left. Sam Hall behind 3-1. Here it comes, and it's swung on and foul tipped into the glove of the catcher, and the count is full. Chased a high fastball. 2 on, nobody out, top of the 9th inning. Bears trying to dig out of a hole. Payoff on the way, and Armstrong grounds it fair down the right field line. That's in there all the way near the corner. Rounding third and scoring is Hunter Snow. Armstrong into second base with an RBI double. Well, it's not the home run, but it's a run-scoring base hit to make it 9-4. On to third after Snow scores goes Janusek and Armstrong at second base.
That is his 14th double of the year.
And he brings home a run as well, which is his 58th RBI of the season. Not too shabby, and we're going to have another mound visit, and that is going to be it for Hall. Boy, how different does this game feel, Tom, if they don't get those freebies in the 6th inning?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a totally different equation if that's the case, but all you can do now, Derek, is worry about this 9th inning and keep passing the bat. There's nobody out. You've got a run in. You've got 2 on, and it's now a 9-4 ball game, and see what you can do against this pin. And they, again, they just keep running more arms out there, and it's all you can do is just keep swinging away, and that's exactly what this club's going to do. And they'll have Buchanan at the plate with his first plate appearance since taking over defensively for J.J. Kennett.
Well, the Bears have sent 7 pitchers to the mound tonight. Kyle Freilich will be Texas State's 9th.
You doing okay with your scorebook and 9 pitchers?
It's a lot of ink used tonight. Some names we haven't written in them a whole lot this year. Freilich takes over on the mound, a 3-2 record, a 4.73 ERA with a save. How about this number, Tom? In 51 and a third innings, how about this strikeout to walk ratio? 55 strikeouts and 6 walks.
I think he has command.
Yeah, that's a 9-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. And he is on in relief of Hall, who hit a batter, walked a batter, and then allowed a double. Now, Tom, perhaps the Bears keep batting around and we see Tice Armstrong again. And if that happens, that would be a very, very good thing for the Bears. If it doesn't, have your tickets for Friday night anyway.
Yeah,
have your tickets for Friday night. This is a guy that I think as time goes on, I think we're already proud to call him a Bear, but I think we're going to be more and more proud. And just, I would love to see a big crowd. When he breaks the record, I feel like this weekend you would love the roar in the crowd to really fit the moment.
At bare minimum, Derek, he's going to have 12 opportunities, 12 at plate appearances this weekend. And, you know, you would think with 12 plate appearances that he'll get an of those 12 plate appearances, he's going to get some opportunities where they have to pitch to him. There's traffic, there's whatever, and he'll get some real clean opportunities to get that record-breaking home run.
Bears down 9-4 as Freilich completes his warm-up tosses, and now here is Braden Buchanan from just up I-35 in Austin. He waves through a fastball up in the zone. The count is 0-1. The Bears have runners at second and third with nobody out. Here is the pitch. So let's imagine that Braden Buchanan, as there's a pitch just missing, it's 1-1, gets a base hit to score a pair of runs. All of a sudden, you'd have the potential tying run on deck.
And again, there's nobody out. So, I mean, you have the opportunity.
1-1, just missing with a fastball, and it's 2-1. Texas State fans unimpressed by the lack of a strike call there by home plate umpire, but that looked just up and away. 2-1. And the pitch. There, he swung through a sinking fastball, and that'll even the count at 2-2. Here's the stretch and the break-even pitch. That's a check swing and a fly ball deep down the right field line into foul ground, and it's going to drop in between the first baseman and the second baseman and shortstop. That would have been interesting if they caught that with their back to the infield. Janusek was going to be able to tag from third and score.
No, they're 100% he was going to tag.
Hats all over the field. As they all went running, and 3 fielders lost their hats, and they will retrieve them.
How do they know they got the right hat?
That's a good question.
I mean, I'm just curious.
Now time is called by our second base umpire, Chase DeLeo.
Why?
Unsure. The reasons are unclear, Tom. Also, I don't know. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, inside, and it hit him. And now the bases are loaded, and now the tying run will be on deck with nobody out. You never know.
What do we always say?
You can never have enough.
You can never have enough because this is college baseball, and wild and woolly things happen. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm telling you, this is as good an opportunity as any. You know, you got the sacks full of Bears. You got the back end of their bullpen.
Hey, if mentally you were drifting away from the broadcast, lock back in again. There's a wild pitch. It is in the turf, and that's going to bring home Janusek easily. Dylan Perez is the batter. He took ball 1 down and in, and that wild pitch brings home another one, and it's 9-5.
And the force and double play no longer in play.
Well, you wonder now, their closer, Texas State's closer, is Wade Cooper. Not seen him, but maybe you force their hand. Check swing by Perez, and that's a strike. Fastball outside corner. Dylan Perez tonight has doubled and rounded out to first. That double, if it was a few feet to the left, would have been his first career home run. Here is the pitch. He waves at a off-speed delivery and bounces it foul. Now he's got to bear down here. A 1-2 count. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. 2 runs in for the Bears in the top of the 9th inning. It's now a 9-5 ball game. The potential tying run is on deck in the person of Brighton Clements. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Sliced the other way down the left field line. A ways out of play into the Texas State bullpen. It actually hits the roof over where their few remaining pitchers are. They look kind of lonely down there. We've already sent 9 arms to the mound tonight, and that hit the roof that covered where the remaining pitchers are sitting. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Perez. It's down low. Now, pitch by pitch, just win each pitch. I know it's a cliche, but right now that's what you're trying to do.
It's a cliche for a reason, because it's true.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Perez battling, and he hits a pop-up very high. Shallow into right center field. It's going to drift the shortstop back, and it drops. That'll bring home a run and make it 9-6. That ball was in the air a long time. Bowles, the shortstop, Vossas, the second baseman, Fryman, the center fielder, were all in there, and it dropped in between them to make it 9-6. And now the tying run is at the plate. Perez, an RBI single.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's an RBI single for Dylan Perez. And here we go, kids. And hang on tight. 9-6 as the Bears have put 3 on the board. Still nobody out. And 2 men aboard for the Bears with Buchanan at second and Perez at first. And here's Brighton, who's got a couple of hits tonight.
He's 2 for 3 on the evening with an RBI. Still nobody out, and the pitch is sliced down the right field line. It's going to chase Galloway, and he chases it down at the warning track. Oh, that was hit well the other way by Brighton Clements, slicing towards the corner, but Galloway got a good read on it and chased it down for the out. That would have brought home another run and made it 9-7 and put the Bears in prime position.
It clearly, Derek, the biggest play of the baseball game so far is that play in right field right there.
You're right.
Galloway on his horse into the corner and runs that ball down, because you're right, that ball's off the wall. It's going to be 1 run home, and you're going to have a runner at third base and a runner at second base. You're going to be in business.
Runs, yeah, in scoring position. Hey, still plenty of time, though. Here's John Ewens, the power hitter, pinch hitting for Ty Johnson, and he takes a strike. Breaking ball outside corner, and the count is 0-1. It's a 9-6 ball game, 1 out, top of the 9th inning. John Ewens represents the potential tying run. Cole Landcloss on deck. 0-1. Here is the pitch from Froelich, and that is sliced into left field. It is down for a base hit. The bases are loaded. John Ewens with a pinch hit. And now the tying run is aboard. The go-ahead run will get to the plate. Tom, whatever Cole Landcloss does, he has to find a way to pass the bat to the on-deck hitter, Travis Sanders.
Indeed, as Caraway is going to run for John Ewens over at first base.
Good job, John Ewens. A hard hit ball the other way.
I say it all the time. The hardest thing in baseball has got to be pinch hitting, Derek. You sit there, it's 3 hours and 23 minutes. This game's 3 hours and 23 minutes old, and you got to go take a round stick and hit a round ball after sitting there for 3 hours.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Here is Cole Landcloss, and the pitch from Froelich is over the inside corner, strike 1. Landcloss has been hit by a pitch twice today. He has an RBI. It was just last inning. He was hit in the helmet by a pitch, stayed in the game. It's a 9-6 ball game. He represents the potential go-ahead run. And the pitch, sliced foul, and it's quickly 0-2.
Boy, he jumped on that one, though, didn't he?
He did.
And again, only 1 out in the ball game. And that was highway robbery by Galloway in right field.
A lot of good at-bats here in this 9th inning by the Bears. Here's the kick and the pitch, swung on and missed. That's a strikeout. And the Bears are down to their final out, but the man stepping to the plate is Travis Sanders. Travis tonight is 2 for 4. He has singled, he's homered, he's reached on an error and a walk. And it is up to him to keep this game going.
Now batting, Baylor shortstop, number 6, Travis Sanders.
If you are wondering, Tom, are you wondering how many home runs Froelich has given up this year?
How many?
7.
So you say there's a chance.
So you're saying there's, hey, the way this ninth inning
Yeah.
began, Tom, I think so. You're saying there's a chance was more than you thought you could ask for. Now with 2 outs, the top of the ninth inning, Sanders swings and misses at a high fastball. It's 0-1. The fact that you have the go-ahead run at the plate is kind of amazing, but you don't want to just settle for that. You need this game.
Travis took a very healthy cut at the first pitch he saw.
Need a good eye here. The 0-1 pitch in there for a strike. A fastball makes it 0-2. Bears down to their final strike. Can Sanders keep it going? He calls time. Walks slowly out of the box. Adjusts his batting gloves. Just a little focus here. Staring out at the pitcher as he moves back into the right-handed box. Well, the fans who have stuck around here trying to exhort their team, which has found themselves in an unexpectedly nervous situation. Runners will be going on contact with 2 outs. 0-2 to Sanders, and the pitch swung on and missed. That's the ball game. The Bears are unable to complete the comeback. They bring the go-ahead run to the plate twice in this top of the ninth inning, but Landcloss and Sanders strike out on 6 pitches, and that's the ball game. 9-6, the final score. Bears drop it here in San Marcos this evening. 9-6, the final. We'll take a timeout and come back with the post-game show. We'll get the thoughts of Bears head coach Mitch Thompson. We'll look at some of the numbers in this one and get you ready for UCF this weekend. Tough one tonight in the final midweek of the season on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Do you have an official Baylor University toll tag? That small green and gold sticker reps the Bears and cuts your toll bill in half. Visit getmytolltag.com to purchase your specialty tag and deck your ride with Baylor pride. Small sticker, big savings, sick 'em Bears.
At Baylor Scott & White McLean Children's, you'll find the care your child deserves and trusted expertise to set your mind at ease.
Yes.
With a network of convenient pediatric primary and specialty care clinics and an advanced medical center.
Okay,
for a full pediatric care close to home. Learn more at
no worries, man.
health.com/McLean-Children's. That's bswhealth.com/McLean-Children's.
This has been live coverage of Baylor baseball. Now, it's time for the post-game show. Brought to you by Bubba's 33, Scratch Made, Food for All, Gulf States Toyota, Let's Go Places, Baylor Scott & White, the official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Rudy's Barbecue, the home of real Texas barbecue. Stay tuned as we break down the game, listen to highlights, talk with Coach Thompson, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, shoot. 9-6, the final tonight. Texas State with the victory. The Bears trailed 9-3 heading into the top of the ninth inning and got the go-ahead run to the plate with 2 different batters. But after really pushing Jake Froelich to the limit, he struck out both batters, Cole Landcloss and Travis Sanders, on just 6 pitches, and that ended the threat and the ball game. 9-6 the final score, a line score that looks like this. For Texas State, 9 runs on 12 hits and an error, 7 men left on base. For the Bears, 6 runs on 9 hits, 13 men left on base for the Bears. Texas State scored in 6 of the 8 innings that they hit. They just kept the pressure on the Bears, who really went with a committee approach this evening. A number of pitchers out there, the leverage arms all available for the weekend. As Cade Hansen got the start, he takes the loss to fall to 0-4. 2 2/3 innings of 3-hit, 3-run baseball. Really every pitcher allowed a run but Caden Baker, Luke DeVasier, Luke McLeod, Jake Colkhorst, Braden Bergman, Camden Cluett, and Caden Baker, all pitching today for the Bears. For Texas State, the pitcher of record in this one is the starter, Titan Targach. 2 innings by design of scoreless baseball, 4 strikeouts and 3 walks. They had 9 pitchers take the hill tonight. They had 3 home runs off the Bears: Rayshawn Galloway, Jaquay Stewart, and Bennett Fryman. The Bears missed scoring opportunities early in this one. In both the first and second innings, they stranded a total of 5 base runners. And that really set the tone, unfortunately. The Bears had 6 runs, 9 hits this evening, but stranded 13 men on base and missed opportunities. And boy, again, you're asking a lot for the Bears to come back from a 6-run deficit in the 9th inning, but after the first 6 batters reached in the 9th, and it took a fantastic play on a well-hit ball by Brighton Clemens to get the first out. Then John Ewens with a pinch hit to set the stage for the go-ahead run to come to the plate. Boy, you would have loved Landcloss and Sanders to have better at-bats. It was not to be, but there really was a chance to pull off something amazing in the 9th, but obviously just too much to overcome. The stage was set early in the game when the Bears struggled to get out of innings unscathed en route to a 9-6 loss. Texas Tech improves to 28-21 on the year. The Bears now 25-23 with 6 games left in the regular season, all of them in Big 12 play. Home against UCF this weekend, and then next weekend on the road at Utah. In just a moment, we're going to hear from Bears head coach Mitch Thompson, his thoughts with Tom Barfield. We'll hear those when we return after this disappointing night for the Bears as they fall 9-6 to Texas State. And this is Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Cameron, it looked
Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today. Toyota. Let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.
Whenever you're ready, I got the interview.
Do you want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams? Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it
This is the last spot here.
season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Tough night for the Bears, who fall this evening to Texas State by a 9-6 score. Let's hear now from Bears head coach Mitch Thompson with Tom Barfield.
Competitive at-bats, and we gave ourselves a shot and gave ourselves a chance, but I wish we I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see that we did fight like that. I actually told the guys after the last Texas Tech thing, where they come back and make it close to us, I said, when are we going to have one of those? Well, we just about did, so that's a good thing to see.
Talk a little bit about your pitching. You gave a lot of guys some opportunities tonight.
Well, we have to. We're trying to play for the conference is what we've got to play for, and we've got some guys that didn't need to pitch today, and so we couldn't pitch them out of the bullpen. We obviously can't throw any of our three starters, and we've got some guys in the bullpen that we need fresh this weekend, and so we had to go further down, deeper than we usually do.
Can you give it?
Yeah, we're a little worried about him. It's going to be a tough one for him, I think. So, and it's obviously a tough one for us. So, let's just keep him in our prayers until I know more. I can't really tell you, but let's just lift him up in our prayers.
We got Brighton Clemens back into the lineup, and he had a nice night.
Brighton had really good at bats, and if that ball gets by him in the right field, and he made a run for it. If it gets by him, then who knows how this thing ends.
Coach, now you turn your attention to UCF. You got 6 conference games left, and they're all huge, and you go to work on Friday night.
Well, we do, and I'm disappointed we didn't win here tonight. We didn't play well enough. We didn't pitch well enough, and we didn't hit well enough early. Texas State beat us, and okay.
That is Bears head coach Mitch Thompson with his post-game comments. Bears falling tonight to Texas State by a score of 9-6. We're brought to you by the Greater Waco Chamber. Whether you're a member business or considering membership, optimize the opportunity to gather and grow your business with us. Go to wacochamber.com/activate to explore the benefits of membership. Well, you heard head coach Mitch Thompson encourage fans to pray for J.J. Kennett, so we hope you do that. He was hit in the face by a foul ball dropping that was popped up behind the plate. He was right up against the net trying to make a play. Just couldn't quite make the play, and it caught him in the face, and you just hope that he's all right. But you could tell Mitch Thompson sounded concerned in the postgame conversation. We'll take our final timeout and come back. We'll be rejoined by Tom Barfield, and we'll get you ready for the games against UCF this weekend. 9-6 the final. The Bears fall in the midweek game against Texas State here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
At Baylor Scott & White McLean Children's, you'll find the care your child deserves and trusted expertise to set your mind at ease. With a network of convenient pediatric primary and specialty care clinics and an advanced medical center, they offer a full range of pediatric care close to home. Learn more at bswhealth.com/McLean-Children's. That's bswhealth.com/McLean-Children's.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
If you need a trailer, Flat Rock Trailers has got you covered. From light-duty single-axle utility trailers to the big Tex tandem duals. We also carry a full line of enclosed cargo trailers. Need a motorcycle trailer? We've got them. Need a dump trailer? We've got the largest selection in the state. Oilfield trailers? We carry a full line of big Tex trailers to handle all your needs. Trailer repairs? We repair all makes and models. We'll even rent you a trailer if you need to use one for a day. Flat Rock Trailers, your #1 source for all your trailer needs. Find us at flatrocktrailers.com.
You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
9-6 final. Texas State wins on their home field, and now the Bears will head back to Waco with a 25-23 record as they move in the last two series of the year, one at home, one on the road, both in Big 12 play. We're going to head back to Waco where the Bears will take on a good UCF ball club, with Tice Armstrong still needing one home run for the new single-season record for the Bears, and Brady Janusek still needing one to tie the freshman home run record. Certainly Armstrong a bright spot tonight, a pair of doubles for the Bears. The return of Brighton Clements was a bright spot tonight, 2 hits and nearly a third. He had an RBI and a run scored. Travis Sanders continues to hit well, a pair of hits tonight as we are rejoined by Tom Barfield. Tom, we hope for the best. We pray for the best for J.J. Kennett. We hope the Bears regroup quickly. You know you're going to have the full allotment of bullpen arms available after the starters are no longer there this weekend, because you didn't see any of the leverage arms this evening, and they're all going to need to be at their best, as you have, I would say, 6. In terms of if you want an at-large bid, 6 almost must-win games, and even that we don't know if that would be enough, but
that's going to put you in the conversation.
Yeah, it will put games ahead.
It will put you in the conversation if you're able to do something like that. But you're right. I mean, this was just another difficult night. First of all, your thoughts and your prayers are with JJ and his family. That kid deserves better, and it's just been, I don't know. It's from this seat, it's certainly frustrating, because he's meant so much to this club, and he's given his heart and his soul to this ball club, and you'd like to see him be able to finish out the year the way you feel like he deserved to finish out the year, and not what's going on right now. As far as Brighton Clemens, I mean, this game is a totally different looking baseball game if that ball's not caught in right field. That ball was smoked, and you know what? Tip your hat to the Bobcat right fielder Galloway. He made a tremendous play, and if he doesn't, heck, we may still be playing. I mean, it was that. That's how meaningful that defensive play was. And we said on the broadcast at that time that that's the play of the game. All of the things that we saw for 3.5 hours, that was the play of the game. Period, paragraph.
It was tonight, and, it saved a run and what changed the complexion there. Got to say, you liked a lot of those at-bats, and I realize now you're talking about, we didn't come back from a 6-run deficit in the ninth, which would have been amazing. Boy, I tell you what, you would have liked better at-bats there at the end of the game there when you had to go ahead and run up in 2 cracks.
Yeah, I mean, Travis punches out, and we talk about strikeouts in inopportune times, and the Bears have done that all year, and, that's just part of the thing. But it's not the ninth inning where you lost the baseball game. You lost the baseball game because you didn't have quality at-bats early in the game, and what was the left on base, 13 or something to that effect?
Yeah.
You're not going to I mean, that's where you got to find – you got to have more quality ABs in those earlier situations where you have opportunities, Derek, to score, and you just didn't get it done.
Well, it'll be Baylor and UCF as the Bears look to bounce back against a good night ball club. We hope fans can make it out again. Tice Armstrong, every at-bat on Friday night. Until he does, it will be an opportunity for him to set a new single-season home run record for the Bears. Friday night at 6:30. We'll be on the air at 6:15. We hope that you can join us. We appreciate you joining us tonight. A tough night for the Bears. Also appreciate y'all sticking with us through some technical issues, and we have to give a tip of the hat to Cameron Savoy, our producer. As always, Tom and Cameron, a little extra work tonight, Cameron. We appreciate you speaking for him. And Tom Barfield, I'm Derek Smith. Baylor now 25-23 on the year, following a 9-6 loss to Texas State. We'll talk to you back in Waco. For now, good night from San Marcos.
You've been listening to the Baylor